This is Nationwide 90 FM, owned and operated by Nationwide News Network. We broadcast from our studios at 6 Bradley Avenue, Kingston 10, Jamaica. Transmitting on the FM 90 band. 90.3 from Peters Rock in St. Andrew and Murphy Hill in St. Anne. Serving Kingston and St. Andrew, St. Catherine, St. Anne, parts of Clarendon, St. Mary, and St. Thomas. 90.5 from Huntley in Manchester, transmitting to St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, Manchester, Clarendon, rural St. Andrew, and parts of St. Thomas. And 90.7 from Coopers Hill in St. Andrew and Flower Hill in St. James, serving Westmoreland, Hanover, St. James, sections of Trelawney, Kingston, St. Catherine, Clarendon, St. Mary, Portland, and St. Anne. Nationwide 90 FM also broadcasts on the World Wide Web on nationwideradiojm.com and on Flow on channel 916. Nationwide 90 FM, a revolution in media. You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
6 o'clock.
From the studios of Nationwide Radio, morning radio the right way. It's Nationwide This Morning.
A very good morning to you. I'm Tona Thomas. Coming up in the news at 6 for this morning, Friday, February 14, 2025. Government intends to collect more in GCT and income tax come the new fiscal year to finance its $1.3 trillion budget. The independent members of the ECJ will have the final say on the parish boundaries of Portmore in the absence of consensus. Archbishop Egerton Clark dies one day shy of his 96th birthday. In regional news, a school child apologizes and makes restitution after being caught on camera stealing from a vendor in TNT. In international news, Ukraine says a Russian drone attack struck the Chernobyl nuclear reactor. In sports, Arnott Gardens beat Waterhouse in 5-goal JPL thriller in the jungle. And in business, Japan floods the market with rice amid soaring prices and panic buying. The details after the break.
For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies including plugs, switches, panel boards, and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer, and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
Catch the first news of the day, a comprehensive package of local, international, sports, and business news. The news at 6 on Nationwide 90 FM.
Now to the details. The government expects to collect more from its two headline taxes, pay-as-you-earn and general consumption tax, in the new fiscal year, which starts on April 1. And that's according to figures published in its revenue estimates for 2025-2026. Siobhan Campbell tells us more.
The government is expecting to collect an additional $50 billion in tax revenue for the upcoming financial year. Based on the revenue estimates for the period, they are anticipating growth from most tax revenue streams. For the current financial year, the government plans to collect nearly $900 billion in tax revenue. As of December 2024, it's collected approximately $590 billion. However, for the next fiscal year, it's anticipating growth in tax revenues with a total collection of just over $949 billion. The increased tax revenue is expected to come from $39 billion in improved income tax collections. General consumption tax, GCT, collections are also expected to improve by $7 billion, with just over $1 billion more expected to come from special consumption tax. Customs revenue, similarly, is anticipated to grow by $9 billion. In terms of debt, the government plans to spend $177 billion on debt servicing. This is slightly down from the $182 billion spent in the current financial year. Siobhan Campbell for Nationwide News.
The Ministry of Education is planning to spend significantly more in the upcoming fiscal year to improve the physical infrastructure of schools. That's according to the estimates of expenditure for the 2025-26 fiscal year tabled in the House of Representatives on Thursday. Robian Williams tells us more.
The Ministry of Education has seen a dramatic improvement in its capital budget for the upcoming financial year. Its budgetary allocation has moved from just over $1.5 billion for 2024-2025 and is set to top out at just over $4 billion in the financial year 2025-2026. Most of the increased allocation will go towards the education transformation and the primary and secondary infrastructure programs. The Education Transformation Program seeks to provide additional classrooms to alleviate the shift system and overcrowding in schools. Its expenditure is moving from $300 million in the current fiscal year to nearly $900 million for 2025-2026. That's nearly 3 times its current allocation. Similarly, the primary and secondary infrastructure program addresses overcrowding in schools, but it also provides for the construction of an infant school, the upgrade of electrical infrastructure, and the provision of security fencing for primary and secondary schools. Approximately $1.8 billion is to be spent in 2025-2026 to carry out projects under the program. That's nearly double the $940 million expenditure for 2024-2025. Among the projects to be carried out is the construction of classrooms at 17 high schools and 2 primary schools. Additionally, 17 primary and 3 high schools will also benefit from the construction of security fencing, and 10 high schools and 3 primary schools will have their electrical systems upgraded. The community of Dias in Western Hanover will be the site of the new infant school. Robian Williams for Nationwide News.
Director of Elections Glaspell Brown says the final parish boundaries for Portmore will be decided by the independent members of the Electoral Commission of Jamaica ECJ in the absence of consensus. Brown, who was speaking on Nationwide on Thursday, outlined the steps that will be taken to establish parish boundaries for Portmore when it becomes the 15th parish of Jamaica. Ricardo Brooks reports.
The government used its majority in the House of Representatives on Tuesday to pass a bill which intends to turn Portmore into a parish. Despite strong objections from the opposition, the bill passed with 28 government MPs voting aye and the 10 opposition MPs voting no. Key provisions of the bill include the official designation of Portmore as a parish with the city of Portmore as its parish capital, encompassing areas such as Hellshire Hills and Goat Island. It also excludes specific regions including Lakespan, Grange Lane, Lime Tree Grove, and Quarry Hill. The bill now moves to the Senate. According to the Director of Elections, when the bill becomes law, the ECJ will first establish a parish boundaries forum.
In the initial stage, when it is sent to the Commission now to determine the boundaries, and just to point out the law does not allow constituencies to boundaries to go across parishes. So what I've seen in terms of what was tabled, I haven't seen the final thing that was tabled, but I was told, or what I gleaned from what happened, was that as currently configured, the constituencies as currently configured will go across boundaries when the new Portmore parish boundary is approved. What will happen is that what is known as a parish boundary forum would have to be established in the affected parish, according to the Electoral Commission process guidelines.
Mr. Brown says the forum will establish a parish boundary advisory committee that will comprise 5 members from both the JLP and the PNP.
Parish
Boundary Forum?
Right, would include members of parliament, councillors, caretakers, and constituency chairmen, and political liaison officers of the affected constituencies. That parish boundary forum will be chaired by a senior returning officer of the parish, as so named by the Director of Election.
Right.
Within that forum, what will be established is what is known as a parish boundary advisory committee. And guidelines states 5 members from each political party represented on the forum, named by the respective general secretaries of the party, and will be chaired again by a senior returning officer, as so named by the director.
He says the advisory committee will go through a process of consultation with the Boundary Forum to address any issues about the proposed boundaries. He says the communities that will be affected by the boundaries can also make oral or written submissions to the committee. Mr. Brown says if there is no consensus after this process, the matter first goes to the nominated members of the ECJ and the Director of Elections.
If they do not arrive at a decision, then the Parish Boundary Committee will then, in writing, submit a report to the director, and then that discussion will take place, assuming that they don't arrive at an agreement between the nominated members and the director, and seek to resolve any issue. If there's an agreement at that level, then it proceeds to the commission. If there's no agreement at that level, a final decision will be made by the selected commissioners, the independent commissioners, in other words, to seek to resolve any dispute.
The Director of Elections says the final decision has to be ratified by all the members of the ECJ. Ricardo Brooks for Nationwide News.
Opposition leader Mark Golding says he will overturn the government's decision to make Portmore Jamaica's 15th parish if the People's National Party wins the next general elections. Golding's statement comes after the government used its majority in the House of Representatives on Tuesday to pass the bill intending to make Portmore the newest parish.
That legislation is politically corrupt because it is running against an established convention where electoral boundaries are set by the ECJ on the recommendation of the EOJ technical people and the consideration of the matter at the ECJ level. The government is pretending that this isn't what's happening, but they've set the boundary of a parish right through the middle of two constituencies, and the Constitution says that a parish boundary can't straddle a parish boundary, so it's going to necessitate the reconfiguration of many constituencies along that boundary. And the way in which they've done it is to secure a political advantage to themselves. We intend to, first of all, challenge it however we can, and indeed when we form government we will be looking to overturn that, and we will go back to the people of Portmore with a proper consultation process to see how they want to move forward.
Golding says the PNP is not against the idea of Portmore becoming a parish, but he's accusing the Holness administration of misleading the public about the rationale behind the move.
Our concern with this is partly about the process that has been followed, more fundamentally about the abuse of our democracy that it entails. And we have no particular objection to the idea of Portmore acquiring parish status at some time. However, I think the idea is being sold on a false premise by the government, because Portmore doesn't currently have the amenities that one associates with a parish. And we will continue to rely on surrounding parishes for those amenities when it becomes a parish. We abhor this attempt to gerrymander their way out of the consequences of the will of the people as expressed in the February 2024 local government elections. It's a retrograde step, it's an anti-democratic step, and we intend to challenge it in whatever way we can within the laws of Jamaica.
Mark Golding, opposition leader, he was speaking at a PNP media conference on Thursday following the ceremonial opening of Parliament. Meanwhile, Mayor of Portmore, Leon Thomas, has voiced concerns over the decision, stating that residents are growing increasingly restive about the change.
They are expecting the Prime Minister to have consultation meeting across the municipality, and the people are calling upon the Prime Minister to have that consultation, because up to now the people are not clear on the boundary and what it is and where they are going, and for the people to vote not even 1 year and then 24 persons come together in Parliament and overturn that democratic rights of the people, it is uncalled for, and it is clear that gerrymanderism is taking place. And I hope that the Prime Minister and his team will consider not to go forward until we have that consultation meetings across the municipality.
Leon Thomas, Mayor of Portmore. Now, the Harbourview Police are urgently seeking the public's assistance in locating a serial rapist. He has been identified as Daniel Chen, otherwise called Mini-Me or Survival Money. Chen is wanted for several acts of rape and larceny. It's understood that he lures his victims through social media, specifically TikTok. The police say he engages his victims in conversations and then subsequently requests their banking information. This is under the pretense of sending them funds. But when Chen later meets up with these individuals in person, he commits his crimes. The police say Chen is believed to be frequenting several areas, including Waterford St. Catherine, a shopping centre in Harbourview, sections of Waterhouse and Dunkirk in Kingston, and Papine in St. Andrew. The police are urging anyone with information on the whereabouts of Daniel Chen to contact the Harbourview Police at 876-928-6001, Crime Stop at 311, or the nearest police station. Archbishop Emeritus Egerton Clark has died. He died on Thursday, one day before his 96th birthday. It's understood the Archbishop was ailing for several months. Archbishop Clark was ordained a priest in February 1960. He served as Bishop of Montego Bay and the Antilles for 27 years before being ordained Archbishop of Kingston in November 1994. Archbishop Clark retired in February 2004. Archbishop of the Diocese of Kingston, Reverend Kenneth Richards, has expressed his deep sorrow at the death of Archbishop Clark. JLP Deputy Leader Desmond McKenzie says that the party's political machinery in Area Council 1 is ready for the next general elections.
Yes. All the constituencies in Area Council 1 comfortable at this point?
We are comfortable.
Eastern St. Andrew?
Eastern St. Andrew. I am not worried about
West Rural St. Andrew?
West Rural St. Andrew.
East Rural St. Andrew?
East Rural St. Andrew. And we have work to do, and we have been doing those work. I have no doubt about the dominance of the Labour Party in Area Council. And I have no doubt about it. Central Kingston is going to be tough, but we have done the work. And already we are seeing the results. Now let me tell you something. The Member of Parliament there, Donovan Williams, is an outstanding Member of Parliament. And the things that I've seen done in Central Kingston by MP Williams is out of this world. Unbelievable.
The next general elections are constitutionally due by September this year. McKenzie says the JLP will dominate in the seats in St. Andrew.
They are all going to remain with us. The difficult seats that we have, we know what the difficult seats are.
Tell us. Pat Sutherland
we know.
Mounting a strong challenge to favour Williams.
Well, I mean, she has always been mounting challenges wherever she goes.
So you're not worried?
I'm not worried. Let me say this. We have built a strong organization. Our organization is not just occasional. We have a consistent organization.
JLP Deputy Leader Desmond McKenzie, he was speaking at the West Kingston Youth Forum, held on Thursday at the Tivoli Gardens High School. Meanwhile, McKenzie, who is also MP for West Kingston, says the youth vote will be crucial for the JLP to win the next general elections. He was speaking at the West Kingston Youth Forum, held on Thursday at the Tivoli Gardens High School.
No, and it is important that we maintain the support of the young people. And if you notice the last couple of elections, the young people have always been solidly with the party and with our party leader. And I must tell you that the programs that have been initiated over the last 2.5 years, believe me, has done wonders. I see it here in my own constituency. Because I'm seeing young people gravitating almost on a daily basis, going to the constituency office. The amount of letters that I'm getting from young people, not asking for favors, wanting to be a part of the programs that the government has initiated. And the response has been significant.
Desmond McKenzie, JLP Deputy Leader and MP for West Kingston. And that's it for the local segment of the news. Up next, regional and international.
Home is closer than you think when you save towards your dream home with the Homeowner Savings Plan or HOSP from CIBC Caribbean. With HOSP, you unlock preferential interest rates to earn more interest on your savings and pay less with a discounted mortgage rate. You can even borrow up to an additional US $5,000 or its equivalent to help you with your closing costs. Get home faster when you save the HOSP way with CIBC.
In regional and international news this morning, regional news in Trinidad and Tobago, a primary school student who was caught stealing money from a doubles vendor on a TikTok live stream on Thursday has apologized for his actions. The Trinidad Express is reporting that doubles vendor Russell Ramkisoon, who plies his business along Eastern Main Road in Dabadi, said he was initially unaware of what had taken place. He said around 8 a.m., the primary school child, whom he described as a regular, came to purchase doubles and stole money from the vendor's money box as he was making the meal for him. When Ramkisoon realized he had been robbed by the child and that the incident had been captured on a video he had recorded, he blurred the boy's face and posted the clip on TikTok. The doubles vendor said he did not want to disclose the sum of money taken, but said it was half of his earnings for the day. The incident was reported to the child's school, which then summoned the parents. The child was made to apologize and return the money. International, Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky says a Russian drone attack hit the radiation shelter protecting Chernobyl's damaged nuclear reactor. Zelensky says that the overnight strike at the nuclear plant, which is the site of the world's worst nuclear accident, caused a fire that has since been extinguished. The BBC says radiation levels had not increased at the plant. The UN's nuclear watchdog, the International Atomic Energy Agency, says fire safety personnel and vehicles responded within minutes of an overnight explosion. No casualties were reported. The International Atomic Energy Agency, which monitors nuclear safety around the world, says the radiation levels inside and outside Chernobyl remain normal and stable. The agency remains on high alert after the incident, with its Director General saying there is no room for complacency. In 1986, a catastrophic explosion at Chernobyl sent a plume of radioactive material into the air, triggering a public health emergency across Europe. And that's it for regional and international. Up next, sports.
Outperform, outlast. With top performance. Chakama. Reliable, full stop, not comma. We have the expertise for drilling and demolition. We have the power tools for plumbers and electricians. Fancy select tools, 3 parts and 3 repairs. 3 parts, 3 repairs. 2 to 3 years. Hilton, available at Delta Supply, 106 Hagley Park Road. Call us at 876-302-61114. Delta Supply, we service what we sell.
The future is here with Infinity Cooperative Credit Union Jamaica Limited. Educom and Gateway have joined forces to bring you more convenience, innovation, and opportunities to achieve your dreams. Enjoy excellent service and seamless financial solutions, all designed for your lifestyle. Whether it's loans, savings, or insurance, we're here to make your financial journey effortless. Infinity Cooperative Credit Union Jamaica Limited, where possibilities are endless.
Love is in the air and on the water with Loose Cannon's Valentine's Day Harbor Cruise, February 14, 2025. Enjoy sumptuous food and wines and treats as DJs Raga and Enz play your favorite hits. The catamaran departs from Ribis Ocean, Victoria Pier downtown on February 14 at 8 p.m. Early tickets $60 or 9,000 Jamaican dollars. Purchase tickets at loosecannontours.com, Sweetwood Jerk, Bill Express, or any Ribis location. For assistance, call or WhatsApp 876-495-2222.
Time now for your morning sports. Arnott Gardens came from 1-0 down to beat Waterhouse 3-2 at the Tony Spalding Complex in the late game in the Rare Nephew Jamaica Premier League on Thursday night. Atafroy Bygrave gave Waterhouse the lead on 21 minutes, but Warner Brown drew Arnott level 4 minutes later. Jaheim Thomas then gave the Junglists the lead for the first time in the 54th minute, only for Javane Bryant to level things up in the 75th. Shantamoy Taylor had the final say with the winner for Arnott in added time. Arnott remains as second on 48 points, 7 behind leaders Mount Pleasant, who defeated Lines United 6-2. Champions Cavalier needed an added time Shaquille Stein goal to earn a 1-1 draw with Montego Bay United. In the day's other game, Vere United and Harborview drew 1-1. Celtic could face another UEFA fine over a banner displayed by their fans during the Champions League playoff first leg against Bayern Munich. The banner relating to Israel was unveiled by supporters at half-time and remained in place for the majority of the second half. The Control, Ethics and Disciplinary Committee of European football's governing body will assess reports from the game and decide on its next steps. UEFA will decide whether the banner contained a political, provocative or offensive message. Hundreds of Celtic fans held up red sheets of paper in the seats below where the banner, which read "Show Israel the Red Card," was displayed. Celtic avoided a ban on supporters attending the second leg in Munich next Tuesday, despite receiving a previous disciplinary notice from UEFA after a smoke bomb was thrown onto the pitch at Aston Villa in January. Sprint Queen Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce was officially presented with the keys to the city of Kingston at Wolmer's Girls High School on Thursday. The Pocket Rocket had originally received the symbolic honor in 2008. Fraser-Pryce is one of the greatest female sprinters in history. In 2008, at the Beijing Olympics, she won gold in the 100 meters, becoming the first Caribbean woman to claim the title. Fraser-Pryce says a legacy is important to her.
I am beyond grateful for this honor because I don't take this lightly because I believe in impact. I believe in making sure that the next generation that comes after me will understand the importance of trusting the timing of your life, of trusting that God is good, God does good, and He will at the right time make everything possible.
She says the 7 years she spent at Wolmer's played a huge part in nurturing her character.
Being here was a moment that not only for me but for those who I've encountered have always poured into me. From the nurse to the librarian, Mrs. Allison, to Mrs. Montague, to Mr. Carr, to writing letters of apology because I didn't come to training for 1 week, for all of it, for the friends I've made that ultimately contributed to who I am as a person, to what I've been able to achieve in these years to come.
Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, president of the Jamaica Olympic Association, Christopher Samuda, says Fraser-Pryce is fully deserving of the honor.
Dr. the Honorable Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce has earned the key to the city of Kingston for her courage, her valor, and excellence as an Olympian, for her admirable inspiration to aspiring youth, and for her commitment, her loyalty to our country. Shelly-Ann's footprints on the track will forever be steeped in history, will indelibly be an inspiration to the present, and will be a beacon of light for the future generations of youth who have the ambition to transition to the international stage and become standard bearers in their respective sports.
Christopher Samuda, president of the Jamaica Olympic Association, wrapping up your morning sports.
Yo, my boss. Yo, my general. Yo, my king. Yeah. The new BK Mega Stacker. Come for run everything. Choose your style. Double, triple, or quad stack. Juicy grilled beef. Plus crispy bacon. Some stock. swackerific sauce and layers of melted cheese. So if you think you can angle it, satisfy yourself today. Order the BK Mega Stacker and have it your way. The new BK Mega Stacker, built for satisfaction. Limited time, only at Burger King.
In business this morning, The Guardian is reporting that Japan is to flood the market with almost 250,000 tons of stockpiled rice in an unprecedented attempt to arrest soaring prices caused by record summer heat, panic buying, and distribution problems. Agriculture Minister Taku Ito says the government will release up to 210,000 tons of rice as consumers battled a surge in prices of more than 50% in recent months. Speaking shortly before the decision, Ito noted that the government did not normally intervene in the market, but conceded that recent price rises have had a significant impact on people's lives. He says the price hike has been too sharp. The latest average retail price of an 11-pound bag of the Japanese staple was 3,688 yen, according to a government survey, over 1,500 yen more than last year. Japan's government has previously dipped into its rice reserves in the aftermath of natural disasters or crop failures, but this is the first time it has intervened over distribution issues, including when supply chain disruption contributes to rising prices. Avilo Airlines has launched its inaugural international flight from Raleigh-Durham International Airport, RDU, in North Carolina to Sangster International Airport in Montego Bay, St. James. Avilo Airlines is an American ultra-low-cost airline headquartered in Houston, Texas. The airline says this has marked a significant milestone. The inaugural flight, which will operate twice weekly on Wednesdays and Saturdays, utilizes Boeing's next-generation 737 aircraft. In a statement on Thursday, Minister of Tourism Edmund Bartlett welcomed the flight, noting that the Avilo is the only airline providing non-stop service between Montego Bay and North Carolina's Research Triangle. Minister Bartlett says the addition of this route expands Avilo's current non-stop service to Hartford's Bradley International Airport in Connecticut, further enhancing the island's connectivity to key markets. The airline, which commenced operations in April 2021, quickly made a name for itself in the aviation industry. Having flown over 6.3 million customers on nearly 50,000 flights, the airline currently serves 53 cities across 23 states and Puerto Rico, as well as 3 international destinations, Jamaica, Mexico, and the Dominican Republic. Finally now, in foreign exchange trading, the Jamaican dollar has gained 16 cents and will open trading today, selling for an average $158.16 against the benchmark US dollar. The Jamaican dollar has lost 10 cents and will open trading today, selling for an average $111.50 against the Canadian. And finally, the Jamaican has lost $1.07 and will open trading this morning, selling for an average $197.76 against the British pound. That's it for business this morning.
Clear your barrels and personal shipments with ease and convenience. Request customs contactless clearance today through CCP at jca.gov.jm. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency is
6:32.
Every day in a busy world, we have to do so much. Bank with CIBC and get that personal touch. Share your ambitions, let us help your dreams come true. CIBC, you're at the heart of all we do. We're on your side, we're listening, we know the way you feel. CIBC, ambitions made real.
Deposit we have insurance. It's an account that come with assurance. Let me teach you why it's important to have deposit insurance. Just in case your bank crash dead, no need to put your hands by your head.
Up to 1.2 million you get for all accounts that's affected. Yeah, one room you can start it or throw a house party. Pay your mortgage with ease. JDIC is a smart win. Deposits we bring safety. JDIC them protect me. Bank and Building Society protected. The flow you must get with. Protect your savings smart. We urging you to call me. Guarantee you need us. We take banking serious.
JDIC, protecting deposits for you and me.
Lives and reigns and rules. How wonderful it is.
Peace,
and
peace. While I'm violin, peace.
Sing along.
Oh, reggae music, please. Oh, so.
Get that jam, make me hear it sound.
Get that jam, make me run down road.
Get that jam, make me hear it sound.
Shake it tambourine and make it vocal frown.
Get that jam, make me hear it sound.
Tell me what them a go do fi move Bob Marley crown.
Get that jam, make me hear it rebound.
The music where we love and another coffee we own. When the music hits, whether you feel no pain at all. But all they do is stabilize the body and your heart, your mind, and it memorize the brain. But again, when the man a chat, determine a chant. For the youth them down the lane, but they do put down the gun and I'll stop lick out to you. Them brain pan the lane in vain. So they do. Well, this is not a shame, it is not the same. Cause the youth them change, what they do. Them not read again and not take no talk in a reggae rule youth them brain. So you me say,
get that jam, make me hear it sound.
Boy, beat get that jam and make me run down home.
Get that jam, make me hear it sound.
Shake it tambourine and make the vocal drum.
And again, get that jam, make me hear it sound.
Good morning, listeners. Good morning. On this Friday, it's February 14, 2025. It is Valentine's Day. And for all the ladies who don't have a Valentine, fret not.
Because I am here. Good morning, listeners.
Jeez, I'm beaut.
I am here, George. George, I can't allow, and I hope nobody not come in the chat come say no, but I can't allow you to be unvalentined.
Yeah.
Unvalentine.
Excellent, sir.
Yeah,
excellent,
you
sir.
Know, we had a meeting prior to coming on air, and we decided, George, if today you were unvalentine, we can't allow you to be unvalentine.
Excellent, sir. Excellent, sir. Yes. So if your last name is Valentine or your first name is Valentine, or even if you don't have no name or connection to Valentine, you don't have a Valentine, Sandre.
Yes.
is that man.
Yes.
Yeah, fill the space, eh?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
And I'm not charging for my services. You know, normally last year before, there was a cost to it.
Yeah.
But you know, this year,
free. What is it? No new taxes.
No. Listen to me, man. No, is it after years? George, after years of charging. This year, I don't know. Probably I'm feeling that's a bit prosperous.
So you're saying that the ladies don't have to tighten their belts this year. They can loosen their belts.
They can loosen their belts.
I see what you did there. You sly fox, you listeners. We had to play that song to enter the program. It's a love themed morning. We're gonna be love themed today, but we played that because Determined. We understand that he passed away on Thursday at 52 years old. Died from cancer. And that was his biggest hit, done in 1995, produced by Bobby Digital with Beenie Man, Kete Drum, which was a smash hit. The rhythm of the same name, which produced songs like Cocote's Holy Mount Zion and Bounty Killer Before Them Seek God, Them Seek the Devil. So that rhythm, yeah, the rhythm got the name from the song Kete Drum, and it was smashed. So Determined. Rest in peace. So, Andre, it's a love-themed morning, but I have to do this in this segment. Now, I believe 100% journalists should never make the news about them.
Mm-hmm.
There's no qualification to that statement. I believe that should not happen. There are times, though, when you need to highlight for your listeners the pressures you face as a journalist working. And if you're not made of strong stuff, you will be cowed, because in these times especially, you don't know where a threat is coming from. And people have the wherewithal to cause you harm, to cause your family harm. And sometimes when people pull back into their shell, it's not because really of them and the fear for their own safety. They're thinking of their family. If they have children, if they have loved ones, they have a wife, you have a husband, as the case may be. If you're a woman, you have a husband, you say, boy, because of them and the likely impact on them, I will not do certain things in a certain manner. But boy, some of us, we believe in the work that we do, and we're not working for any medals. We're working because we know it's the right way to work.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I say all of that to say, I want to play a video for the benefit of the listeners and the viewers this morning. So, video for those who can see on YouTube, audio for those who are traveling or who don't have it on YouTube. This video, this piece of audio was recorded yesterday outside the Houses of Parliament as comrades and laborites gathered for the ceremonial opening of Parliament to mark the start of the new legislative year. And an interview was given to one of our own. Now, we had to edit the video because there were certain allegations made about certain individuals that we're not giving oxygen to, so we deleted that part. And I just want to, this is how a lot of people feel about the work we do. And again, the reason I'm playing it, and I know some of you listen but you don't hear, the reason we're playing it is just to give you a flavor of the vitriol that people have in store for us and would direct at us if they see. Yeah? And I know that people say worse things on social media, but it's a made up handle, faceless, nameless, and they say what they say. This man went on video, showing face, talking, brawling. This is what the man said.
George Davis is worse than a junker because he have a dirty agenda working for the JLP, and him dirty because him a play tape, and he gonna play tape with what Swaby say. Him gonna play the tape with who him a talk to, who a talk to. The apartheid tape them a come, and them not do investigative journalism. They would investigate SSL what happened. They would investigate how the Prime Minister have so much account. Tell George Davis that junker, time to go him on a journalist. Dirty dog them. Him and him boss, Cliff you.
Yeah. That's a heavily edited version of the original video. And again, if it was said on social media, I wouldn't mention it at all because it's nameless, faceless, you know. But this man was brave and bold enough to go on camera and say what he said. Now, again, you have to be careful, Sandre. Suppose this man owns a restaurant or works in one, and I go there to buy food, and he feels this way about me. What do you think he probably will do? Isn't it reasonable to think that this man is going to do something because you feel this way about me? Or if you work in another service entity that I'm doing business at. So the struggles that we face to do the work, tremendous. And no, I'm not drawing attention to me. The story is never about me. Yeah, I'm just saying that these are the real things we have to deal with when we work the way we work. Because not that a man disagree with you, you know. You heard the feelings expressed. Yeah? And he expressed his feelings with feelings. So, yeah, that's just a flavor. And as I said, heavily edited that exchange was. Well, that diatribe was.
Diatribe it was.
Oh, boy. Mr. King, play some love song here, man, on Valentine's Day. Oh, my God.
You know, Mr. King, I didn't know you celebrated the...
What? Man is a lover of the fight.
This one, it is said by Mr. King that this one is for Mrs. Patrice Charles King, PPCK. Yes.
When I first touched you, I remember how my heart had wings to sail upon. Tell me what went wrong. Oh, love, when you were just within my reach, I was blinded by my dreams of being free. Oh, love, it's not too late for you and me. There's still time, as long as we believe.
Loving you is easy 'cause you're beautiful. Making love with you is all I wanna do. Loving you
That's you, man. So if you play one for Mrs. King, you're gonna have to. You play two for Mrs. King? Well, it's true you control the button. I can't outdo you, you know. No, what been ready yet? Should not listen yet.
Yeah, this one is for Mrs. King, as well as this one is for you out there. You're on Valentine, and I'm your Valentine.
Sure.
So, if you're
allow the man to go. Go on, Sandra.
If you're in your vehicle this morning, driving your daughter, your son to school, and you didn't get anybody telling you Happy Valentine Day, I'm talking to you. And listen, age is just a number, because it doesn't matter. Once you're listen to this song, Sandra is playing it for you.
You shining through, and every time
You the biscuity part of the tune now. Why you the biscuity part of the tune? What she said now? What she said? You the biscuity part of the tune now. Voilà, you can't do the part now. You said no. You said. No, we can't do that.
no one else can make me feel the colors that you bring. Stay with me.
Boy, Juliet, if you're hearing this one,
if she hearing this one,
you know. Jean, if you're hearing this one, Yeah.
And every day of my life is
Natalie,
filled with love and
you can't be mad at me today. It's not even about forgiveness, it's all about love.
I see your soul come shining through. And every time that we are more
Cindy, don't be jealous either, you know, because it's for you too.
They will kidnap that you, Taylor King.
Until you came and brought the sunshine, I was afraid. But in your love, I found peace of mind. I was so blind. Open my eyes and now I can see all that you understand.
I didn't start with you today, Juliet. We started a long time ago. Beverly, good morning.
That gets me to
Yeah. If your name is Tasha, if your name is Sasha, if your name is Tanisha, Venetia, if your name is Danielle with 2 L's and an E.
What are the King? What we call him? The Pound Shop DMX.
If your name is Jamila, Camila. Oh. Well, we'll get back to this segment. This segment is your segment. It's a segment of love for all the ladies out there that are listening, you know.
take me in and make me whole again.
The Ministry of Justice offers free counseling to victims of crime. Call 876-946-0663. The time by the Ministry of Justice is...
It's 10 minutes to 7.
Get extra on your hand with a partner plan from JPS and Partners Cooperative Credit Union. Conditions apply. The temperature, compliments of JPS and Partners Cooperative Credit Union, your financial partner for life, is
24 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 25 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay, 20 degrees Celsius in Mandeville.
Imagine opening a bank account without ever leaving your home. Well, at CIBC Caribbean, we've changed the game. Open a new CIBC savings or checking account completely online using your computer or phone, anywhere, anytime. No need to visit the bank, no waiting in line. Just apply, verify, and sign your documents, all online. It's secure, seamless, and 100% digital. Open your new CIBC account by applying online today.
Yes, it's tax time. March 17 is the due date for your income tax returns. Self-employed individuals are required to file their annual returns SO4 and estimated return SO4A with income tax, education tax, NHT, and NIS due and payable on one return. Companies are required to file the ITO2, which is the annual return, and the estimated return ITO7. Visit jamaicatax.gov.jm or call 888-TAX-HELP for details. Tax Administration Jamaica, working together to serve you even better.
Street Smart and the JUTC Morning Commute is brought to you by JUTC, your route to excellence.
When you hear those horns, you know what time it is. Even though it's Valentine's Day, we're still going to take a report from Ludlow McLean for Street Smart. Want to know what's happening on the streets.
Morning, Sanjay. Morning, George.
Yeah.
Morning, my friend.
Yeah, morning, Ludlow. Ludlow, I'm giving you an opportunity. It's that day. You need to wish your special someone happy Valentine's Day before you get into Street Smart.
All the ladies with the name, they give the name V. Happy Valentine's Day.
Okay. So I realize those ladies are off limits for you. Go ahead, Ludlow.
But I tell you, it's Valentine's serious, boy. I tell you that. Anyway, Mullines Boulevard, motorists, Mullines Boulevard, busy, bumper to bumper, along Mullines Road, heading into Harbour Tree. Waltham, Mullines, heading in a southbound direction. Some traffic flowing, but no delays. If you're coming north.
Boy.
Ludlow? Ludlow, he took on too many women with the start of their names at the letter V. But as he was saying, there's a bit of a build up now on Molynes Road. It's not as heavy as yet, but we're seeing what's happening. But that was Street Smart, and we're now going to
the word of the day.
The word.
Street Smart and the JUTC Morning Commute was brought to you by JUTC, your route to excellence.
The word of the day is spelled M-O-O-N, M-O-O-N-S-T-R-U-C-K. M-O-O-N-S-T-R-U-C-K.
Moonstruck. Moonstruck. Moonstruck.
Moonstruck. It's an adjective. It means lost in infatuation. First recorded between 1665 and 1675. A literal meaning insane through the moon's influence. Examples of moonstruck. She felt moonstruck, replaying their conversation in her head again and again. And another one. His moonstruck heart skipped a beat whenever his crush spoke to him. Moonstruck are the right word.
Yeah,
this Valentine's Day.
Yeah, I was just coming in to say we're seeing a bit of a build up in Halfway Tree, but if you're in the Halfway Tree traffic now, you're in the hearing of my voice, you may be moonstruck because it is that day. It's a time for the ladies. So yes, I'm helping Ludlow, but I know that moonstruck was the word I needed to bring in this morning.
On this day of lovers, moonstruck is quite opposite. Let's go to the beaches and come back.
Your brand new baby has a serious case of hiccups. And while they may be adorable, you're also wondering if there's any cause for concern. Baby hiccups are very common, and they aren't normally a problem. In fact, they usually bother parents more than the baby. To calm our new parents' nerves just a little, in Parenting Tips today, what causes baby hiccups and how to get rid of them so you can breathe easier. Hiccups are most likely caused by irritation to the diaphragm, the muscle at the base of the lungs. Sometimes, that muscle starts to spasm or cramp and causes the vocal cords to clamp shut, creating that distinctive hic sound you know and dread. Hiccups may be caused by increased gas in the stomach. If babies overfeed or gulp air during eating, that could cause the stomach to expand and rub against the diaphragm, generating hiccups. Usually, hiccups don't bother babies, but sometimes hiccups are a sign of acid reflux. Reflux causes stomach acid to back up into the baby's esophagus. If your baby has this reflux, hiccups won't be the only problem. Infants with reflux can also have signs such as coughing, spitting up, irritability, and crying. Arching the back, especially during or after feeding. If you notice these signs, talk to your doctor about whether your baby might have reflux and how to manage it. How to stop baby hiccups? If your baby doesn't have reflux symptoms, don't stress over hiccups. But if those little hicks are bothering you, there are some things you can try. Try feeding your little one in a more upright position. Propping your baby up on a pillow so they aren't lying flat may help them take in less air at mealtimes. Burping usually helps with hiccups. Burp your baby during feeding to prevent hiccups from striking. Try taking a burp break after 2 or 3 ounces. If you're nursing, burp your baby before you switch sides. If your baby already has hiccups, you can try to relieve them with some gentle pats on the back. Pacifiers can sometimes stop hiccups in their tracks. The sucking motion can help relax the diaphragm. But above all, there is no reason to fret. Hiccups stop on their own and don't cause discomfort to babies. So don't feel you need to always treat them. That's it for Parenting Tips today.
Fearless and fair, Nationwide 90 FM.
Sometimes we forget how important it is to have water. So today, I'll remind you about the many benefits of drinking water. I'm Tana, and Lifestyle Pages starts now. Consuming lots of water is a booster for your energy levels. Water also flushes out toxins because you remove waste through sweat and urination. And the good old trick to improve your skin is to have lots of water. It improves skin complexion, moisturizes your skin, gets rid of wrinkles, and it's the best anti-aging treatment around. Drinking plenty of water helps fight against the flu. It's also a natural headache remedy. Water helps relieve and prevent headaches. Ladies, consuming lots of water also relieves menstrual cramps. Finally, you will love this one. It saves you money. Even if you choose bottled water, it's still cheaper than a sugar-filled drink. Water is free. I'm Tana, and those were your Lifestyle Pages.
Nationwide 90 FM, continuing the tradition of fair, fearless, and factual reporting. You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM. The time is...
News time, 7 o'clock.
If you need to build it, plumb it, weld it, pave it, or power it, National Supply has it. Get the best brands for the job at Jamaica's Industrial Hardware Superstore, Kingston Normal Bay. The temperature by National Supply is
24 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 25 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay, 20 degrees Celsius in Mandeville.
The most credible news in the morning. The news at 7 on Nationwide 90 FM.
Coming up in the news at 7 today, Friday, Valentine's Day, February 14, 2025. Government intends to collect more in GCT and income tax come the new fiscal year to finance its $1.3 trillion budget. The independent members of the ECJ will have the final say on the parish boundaries of Portmore in the absence of consensus. Archbishop Edgerton Clark dies one day shy of his 96th birthday. And in international news, Ukraine say a Russian drone attack struck the Chernobyl nuclear reactor.
If it's news, it's got to be Nationwide 90 FM.
Now to the details. The government expects to collect more from its two headline taxes, pay-as-you-earn and general consumption tax, in the new fiscal year, which starts on April 1. That's according to figures published in its revenue estimates for 2025-26. Siobhan Campbell tells us more.
The government is expecting to collect an additional $50 billion in tax revenue for the upcoming financial year. Based on the revenue estimates for the period, they are anticipating growth from most tax revenue streams. For the current financial year, the government plans to collect nearly $900 billion in tax revenue. As of December 2024, it's collected approximately $590 billion. However, for the next fiscal year, it's anticipating growth in tax revenues with a total collection of just over $949 billion. The increased tax revenue is expected to come from $39 billion in improved income tax collections. General consumption tax, GCT, collections are also expected to improve by $7 billion, with just over $1 billion more expected to come from special consumption tax. Customs revenue, similarly, is anticipated to grow by $9 billion. In terms of debt, the government plans to spend $177 billion on debt servicing. This is slightly down from the $182 billion spent in the current financial year. Siobhan Campbell for Nationwide News.
The Ministry of Education is planning to spend significantly more in the new fiscal year to improve the physical infrastructure in schools. That's according to the estimates of expenditure for the 2025-26 fiscal year tabled in the House of Representatives on Thursday. Robian Williams tells us more.
The Ministry of Education has seen a dramatic improvement in its capital budget for the upcoming financial year. Its budgetary allocation has moved from just over $1.5 billion for 2024-2025 and is set to top out at just over $4 billion in the financial year 2025-2026. Most of the increased allocation will go towards the education transformation and the primary and secondary infrastructure programs. The Education Transformation Program seeks to provide additional classrooms to alleviate the shift system and overcrowding in schools. Its expenditure is moving from $300 million in the current fiscal year to nearly $900 million for 2025-2026. That's nearly 3 times its current allocation. Similarly, the primary and secondary infrastructure program addresses overcrowding in schools, but it also provides for the construction of an infant school, the upgrade of electrical infrastructure, and the provision of security fencing for primary and secondary schools. Approximately $1.8 billion is to be spent in 2025-2026 to carry out projects under the program. That's nearly double the $940 million expenditure for 2024-2025. Among the projects to be carried out is the construction of classrooms at 17 high schools and 2 primary schools. Additionally, 17 primary and 3 high schools will also benefit from the construction of security fencing, and 10 high schools and 3 primary schools will have their electrical systems upgraded. The community of Dias in Western Hanover will be the site of the new infant school. Robeanne Williams for Nationwide News.
Thank you, Robian. Director of Elections Glasspool Brown says the final parish boundaries for Portmore will be decided by the independent members of the Electoral Commission of Jamaica, ECJ, in the absence of consensus. Brown, who was speaking on Nationwide Radio on Thursday, outlined the steps that will be taken to establish parish boundaries for Portmore when it becomes the 15th parish of Jamaica. Ricardo Brooks has that story.
The government used its majority in the House of Representatives on Tuesday to pass a bill which intends to turn Portmore into a parish. Despite strong objections from the opposition, the bill passed with 28 government MPs voting aye and the 10 opposition MPs voting no. Key provisions of the bill include the official designation of Portmore as a parish, with the city of Portmore as its parish capital, encompassing areas such as Hellshire Hills and Goat Island. It also excludes specific regions including Lakespen, Grange Lane, Lime Tree Grove, and Quarry Hill. The bill now moves to the Senate. According to the Director of Elections, when the bill becomes law, the ECJ will first establish a parish boundaries forum.
In the initial stage, when it is sent to the Commission now to determine the boundaries, and just to point out, the law does not allow boundaries to go across parishes. So what I've seen in terms of what was tabled, I haven't seen the final thing that was tabled, what I was told and what I gleaned from what happened was that as currently configured, the constituencies as currently configured will go across boundaries when the new Portmore parish boundary is approved. What will happen is that what is known as a parish boundary forum would have to be established in the affected parish, according to the Electoral Commission process guideline.
Mr. Brown says the forum will establish a parish boundary advisory committee that will comprise 5 members from both the JLP and the PNP.
Parish
Boundary Forum?
Right, would include members of parliament, councillors, caretakers, and constituency chairmen, and political liaison officers of the affected constituencies. That parish boundary forum will be chaired by a senior returning officer of the parish, as so named by the Director of Elections.
Right.
Within that forum, what will be established is what is known as a parish boundary advisory committee. And guidelines states 5 members from each political party represented on the forum, named by the respective general secretaries of the party, and will be chaired again by a senior returning officer, as so named by the director.
He says the advisory committee will go through a process of consultation with the boundary forum to address any issues about the proposed boundaries. He says the communities that will be affected by the boundaries can also make oral or written submissions to the committee. Mr. Brown says if there is no consensus after this process, the matter first goes to the nominated members of the ECJ and the Director of Elections.
If they do not arrive at a decision, then the Parish Boundary Committee will then, in writing, submit a report to the director, and then that discussion will take place, assuming that they don't arrive at an agreement between the nominated members and the director, and seek to resolve any issue. If there's an agreement at that level, then it proceeds to the commission. If there's no agreement at that level, a final decision will be made by the selected commissioners, the independent commissioners, in other words, to seek to resolve any dispute.
The Director of Elections says the final decision has to be ratified by all the members of the ECJ. Ricardo Brooks for Nationwide News.
Thank you, Ricardo. Opposition leader Mark Golding says he will overturn the government's decision to make Portmore Jamaica's 15th parish if the PNP wins the next general election. Golding's statement comes after the government used its majority in the House of Representatives on Tuesday to pass the bill intending to make Portmore the newest parish.
That legislation is politically corrupt because it is running against an established convention where electoral boundaries are set by the ECJ on the recommendation of the EOJ technical people and the consideration of the matter at the ECJ level. The government is pretending that this isn't what's happening, but they've set the boundary of a parish right through the middle of two constituencies, and the Constitution says that a parish boundary can't straddle a parish boundary, so it's going to necessitate the reconfiguration of many constituencies along that boundary. And the way in which they've done it is to secure a political advantage to themselves. We intend to, first of all, challenge it however we can. And indeed, when we form government, we will be looking to overturn that. And we will go back to the people of Portmore with a proper consultation process to see how they want to move forward.
Mark Golding says the PNP is not against the idea of Portmore becoming a parish, but he's accusing the Holness administration of misleading the public about the rationale behind the move.
Our concern with this is partly about the process that has been followed, more fundamentally about the abuse of our democracy that it entails. And we have no particular objection to the idea of Portmore acquiring parish status at some time. However, I think that the idea is being sold on a false premise by the government because Portmore doesn't currently have the amenities that one associates with a parish. And we will continue to rely on surrounding parishes for those amenities when it becomes a parish. We abhor this attempt to gerrymander their way out of the consequences of the will of the people as expressed in the February 2024 local government elections. It's a retrograde step, it's an anti-democratic step, and we intend to challenge it in whatever way we can within the laws of Jamaica.
That's Mark Golding, opposition leader. He was speaking at a PNP media conference on Thursday following the ceremonial opening of Parliament. The Harbourview police are urgently seeking the public's assistance in locating a serial rapist. He has been identified as Daniel Chen, otherwise called Mini-Me or Survival Money. Chen is wanted for several acts of rape and larceny. It's understood he lures his victims through social media, specifically TikTok. The police say Chen engages his victims in conversations, then requests their banking information. This under the pretense of sending them money. But when Chen later meets up with these individuals in person, he commits his crimes. The police say Chen is believed to be frequenting several areas, including Waterford in St. Catherine, a shopping centre in Harbourview, along with sections of Waterhouse, Dunkirk and Papine in St. Andrew. The police are urging anyone with information on the whereabouts of Daniel Chen, otherwise called Mini-Me or Survival Money, to contact the Harbourview Police at 876-928-6001, Crime Stop at 311, or the nearest police station. Archbishop Emeritus Egerton Clark has died. He died on Thursday, one day before his 96th birthday. It's understood the Archbishop was ailing for several months. Archbishop Clark was ordained a priest in February 1960. He served as Bishop of Montego Bay and the Antilles for 27 years before being ordained Archbishop of Kingston in November 1994. Archbishop Clark retired in February 2004. Archbishop of the Diocese of Kingston, Reverend Kenneth Richards, has expressed his deep sorrow at the death of Archbishop Clark. Deputy leader of the Jamaica Labour Party, Desmond McKenzie, says the party's political machinery in Area Council 1 is ready for the next general election.
Yes. All the constituencies in Area Council 1 comfortable at this point?
We are comfortable.
Eastern St. Andrew?
Eastern St. Andrew. I am not worried about
West Rural St. Andrew?
West Rural St. Andrew.
East Rural St. Andrew?
East Rural St. Andrew. And we have work to do, and we have been doing those work. I have no doubt about the dominance of the Labour Party in Era Council. And I have no doubt about it. Central Kingston is going to be tough, but we have done the work. And already we are seeing the results. Now let me tell you something. The Member of Parliament there, Donovan Williams, is an outstanding Member of Parliament. And the things that I've seen done in Central Kingston by MP Williams is out of this world. Unbelievable.
The next general election is constitutionally due by September this year. Mackenzie says the JLP will dominate in the seats in St. Andrew.
They are all going to remain with us. The difficult seats that we have, we know what the difficult seats are.
Tell us. Pat Sutherland
Well, we know.
mounting a strong challenge to favor Williams.
Well, I mean, she has always been mounting challenges wherever she goes.
So you're not worried?
I'm not worried. Let me say this. We have built a strong organization. Our organization is not just occasional. We have a consistent organization.
That's the JLP's Deputy Leader, Desmond Mackenzie, speaking at the West Kingston Youth Forum held on Thursday at Tivoli Gardens High School. And Mackenzie, who's also the Member of Parliament for West Kingston, says the youth vote will be crucial for the JLP if it's to return to government after the next general election. He was speaking at the West Kingston Youth Forum held on Thursday at Tivoli Gardens High School on Industrial Terrace.
No, and it is important that we maintain the support of the young people. And if you notice the last couple of elections, the young people have always been solidly with the party and with our party leader. And I must tell you that the programs that have been initiated over the last 2.5 years, believe me, has done wonders. I see it here in my own constituency. Because I'm seeing young people gravitating almost on a daily basis, going to the constituency office. The amount of letters that I'm getting from young people, not asking for favors, wanting to be a part of the programs that the government has initiated. And the response has been significant.
Desmond Mackenzie, JLP Deputy Leader and MP for West Kingston. A regional story now. In Trinidad and Tobago, a primary school student who was caught stealing money from a doubles vendor on a TikTok live stream on Thursday has apologized for his actions. The Trinidad Express is reporting that doubles vendor Russell Ramkisoon, who plies his business along Eastern Main Road in Dabadi, said he was initially unaware of what had taken place. He said around 8 a.m., the primary school child, whom he described as a regular, came to purchase doubles and stole money from the vendor's money box as he was making the meal for him. When Ramkisoon realized he had been robbed by the child and that the incident had been captured on a video he had recorded, he blurred the boy's face and posted the clip on TikTok. The doubles vendor said he did not want to disclose the sum of money taken, but said it amounted to just about half of his earnings for the day. The incident was reported to the child's school, which then summoned the parents. The child was made to apologize and return the money. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky says a Russian drone attack hit the radiation shelter protecting Chernobyl's damaged nuclear reactor. Zelensky says the overnight strike at the nuclear plant, which is the site of the world's worst nuclear accident, caused a fire that has since been extinguished. The BBC says radiation levels had not increased at the plant. The UN's nuclear watchdog, the International Atomic Energy Agency, IAEA, says fire safety personnel and vehicles responded within minutes of an overnight explosion. No casualties were reported. The IAEA, which monitors nuclear safety around the world, says radiation levels inside and outside Chernobyl remain normal and stable. The agency remains on high alert after the incident, with its Director General saying there is no room for complacency. In 1986, a catastrophic explosion at Chernobyl sent a plume of radioactive material into the air, triggering a public health emergency across Europe. That's the news.
Get it all in one go. Download and sign up now. The time by the 1JN Passport app is
7:17.
Fix up with Fleetwood products for your home improvement, personal care, and aromatherapy needs. They have your well-being in mind. Available at retailers island-wide. The temperature by Fleetwood Jamaica is
24 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 25 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay, and a warm 21 degrees Celsius by Mandeville standards.
Home is closer than you think when you save towards your dream home with the Homeowner Savings Plan or HOSP from CIBC Caribbean. With HOSP, you unlock preferential interest rates to earn more interest on your savings and pay less with a discounted mortgage rate. You can even borrow up to an additional US $5,000 or its equivalent to help you with your closing costs. Get home faster when you save the HOSP way with CIBC.
My Mega Mart, best value by far.
With so much to do in one location, make Megamart your one-stop shop. Pick up your groceries and houseware needs, grab a bite and pay some bills, fill your prescriptions and see the beauty products in our pharmacy. All in one amazing location. My Megamart, the best value by far.
Payroll processing giving you angina? Complete your payroll in just 15 minutes with IcoPay. IcoPay is an efficient payroll software that simplifies payroll processing and returns for businesses of all sizes. Features includes SO1 and SO2 filings, online salary deposits, payslip distribution via email, and many more. It's Jamaica's best-selling payroll solution. Visit IcoPayJA.com for a demo. Follow at IcoPayJA or call or WhatsApp at 876-333-5809.
Street Smart and the JUTC Morning Commute is brought to you by JUTC, your route to excellence.
Time of Street Smarts 2 with Ludlow McLean. Good morning, Ludlow.
Morning again, George. Listeners, motoring public or visitors, morning time. Well, for some people, a special morning, Valentine's Day, but the situation is that some intersections are still busy. Retirement Road going onto Half a Tree Road, that's busy as they try to make it onto Half a Tree Road. If you're coming up Slipe Road, you get onto Olop Road or going onto Half a Tree Road, you'll have some traffic at that intersection. And if you're going out all the way up to Half a Tree Road to make it onto Oxford Road, you'll definitely have some traffic there. And Oxford Road flowing steadily, but as they go closer towards Olop Road, you'll also have a build-up. There's some traffic going along Northford Boulevard, also going towards into the New Kingston area. And this is especially heading towards Trafalgar Road. And earlier on, Half a Tree Square, quite congested already. And going out to Dunrobin to get on the Constance Spring Road and around Barbican Road, there is traffic. But because the road surface is smooth, it makes movement a little bit easier as they make your way around to East King's Road. There are other areas that the traffic will be, but normally later on during the course of the morning. And this is in respect of North Street, Slipen Road, and all these areas. Victoria Avenue going onto East Queen Street and all these areas. So therefore, it's not too bad compared to the earlier past, Monday to Thursday. A little bit different at this time of the morning, but no doubt the traffic will continue and build after this report. Have yourselves a great weekend, and as usual, at Street Smart, your safety is all concerned. Okay, Valentine people, it's back to you. George in the studios.
Lulu, you're full of craft, but you're not full of listeners, yeah? Anyway, have a good weekend, my friend. All the best to you.
Street Smart and the JUTC Morning Commute was brought to you by JUTC, your route to excellence.
Front Page is brought to you today by ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business. For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies including plugs, switches, panel boards and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
We're back with you this morning. It is Nationwide this morning. Of course, you know what day it is. It is that day. It is the 14th of February, and it is a Friday. And for those of you who you've been hearing a lot that we've been doing this morning, I want you to know that if you haven't heard my voice yet, it is indeed, I'm talking to the ladies, of course, it is indeed that day when I am wishing you a happier day than you had yesterday or the last 10 years, but I'm wishing you a happier day for the next 10 years, as long as you can hear my voice. But we're on the front page.
Let me just say
that
Jermaine and myself are constrained because we have different arrangements. As a freelance journalist, you can speak the way you do. Yeah? As a freelancer, you can speak the way you do. Proceed, Mr. Rowan, with the front page, please. May it please you, sir.
Well. well, as a freelancer, I'm on the front page, and we're looking at reaction to the 2025-2026 estimates of the budget. But this estimate does not magnify or quantify my love for you listeners. But as we look at these estimates, we have to understand that it is another $1 trillion budget, well over $1 trillion budget that has been tabled by the Minister of Finance. And the Minister of Finance, as you will well know, is the Honorable Favour Williams, who would have gotten that appointment last year after former Minister Nigel Clark would have moved on to a job overseas. So the Ministries of Health and Education are set to receive a significant boost for the upcoming fiscal year as part of the government's estimates of expenditure. That's according to the estimates of expenditure tabled in the House of Representatives on Thursday. However, it shows an overall reduction in the size of the budget compared to the revised estimates of expenditure for the current financial year. Shalois Michael has that story.
The government anticipates a total expenditure of $1,260 billion for fiscal year 2025 to 2026. It's nearly $100 billion less than the initial estimates of expenditure tabled for the current financial year, and it's almost $126 billion less than the third supplementary estimates tabled in January. During this fiscal year, the government has benefited from nearly $75 billion in additional revenue thanks to the securitization of revenues from the Norman Manley International Airport. It's a windfall that funded much of the road rehabilitation works and other miscellaneous expenditures. This windfall will be noticeably absent from the upcoming estimates. However, the 2025-2026 fiscal year will see recurrent expenditure of just under $1.2 trillion. This is compared to $1.3 trillion for the current year, inclusive of 3 supplementary estimates. For capital expenditure, the government intends to spend just over $62.5 billion. It's an increase of just under $1 billion. On the recurrent side, the Ministry of Finance continues to take home the lion's share of revenue of $486 billion. This is down from $607 billion expended in the current fiscal year. Education follows at $183 billion. However, that's a reduction from the $199 billion spent this year. Health is the next major recipient at $156 billion. It also represents an increase of just over $6 billion compared to the current fiscal year. National security rounds out the top 3 at just short of $155 billion. It too has seen a slight reduction in its budget compared to the third supplementary estimates of just over $4 billion. In terms of capital expenditure, the Ministries of Education and Health have received significant boosts. Education moved from $1.5 billion, as represented in the third supplementary estimate, to $4.2 billion for the upcoming fiscal year. The nearly $3 billion in additional infrastructural projects suggests a strategic push. Health similarly has seen an increase of nearly $3 billion, moving from just under $7 billion for the current year to over $10 billion for 2025 to 2026. However, the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation retains the largest portion of capital expenditure at just over $30 billion as the government's main implementer of major infrastructural projects. Shaloy Smichael for Nationwide News.
Thank you, Shaloy. So, the numbers are on the table. The budget about 130 billion, approximately less than the revised estimates, the most recent revised estimates, supplementary estimates tabled by the finance minister for about 1.38 trillion. So the budget is about 130 billion less than the revised estimates for the previous fiscal year. And of course, you have to factor in inflation and all those things to get the real budget, the budget in real terms, when you're comparing this year to last year. We have the past president of the MSME Alliance, Donovan Wignall, to speak to it. I think we can take the break, Mr. King, and come right back so we don't have to interrupt Donovan early in his presentation.
Give up every illegal gun. Call the police at 119 or Crime Stop at 311. The time by the Ministry of National Security is
7:30.
Rent or buy your hurricane supplies from Total Tools. Visit 102 Main Street, Ocho Rios, or 34 Slipe Road, Kingston 5. The temperature brought to you by Total Tools Jamaica is...
And 24 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 26 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay, 21 degrees Celsius down in Mandeville.
Yo, my boss. Yo, my general. Yo, my king. The new BK Mega Stacker. Come for run everything. Choose your style. Double, triple, or quad stack. Juicy grilled beef. Plus crispy bacon, some stark-rific sauce, and layers of melted cheese. So if you think you can angle it, satisfy yourself today. Order the BK Mega Stacker and have it your way. The new BK Mega Stacker. Built for satisfaction. Limited time. Only at Burger King.
If them a hide and a bribe, you know we not sleep. Extortion them want, you know that not key. Fight against corruption, turn up the heat. Load up the kickback and fraud when you see. Anti-corruption, join in the fight. Let's come together and make this right. When you see wrong, you feel open your mouth. Now there's a new avenue for speak out. We need a reduction. Make we fight against corruption.
The Integrity Commission is working towards Jamaica where there's integrity, accountability, and transparency in public service, where acts of corruption by persons in public office will be investigated and dealt with transparency and accountability. Stand with us in the fight against corruption. Call the Integrity Commission Anti-Corruption Hotline 876-926-0001.
Make we fight against corruption.
Fall in love with a new Mazda. From now until March 31, drive away an elegant CX-60, a majestic CX-90, or a nimble CX-5 and get a 2-year service package, 1 year free insurance, free license and registration, plus free window tinting. Conditions apply. Give in to temptation. Visit Executive Motors today. Mazda. Love at first drive.
7:32, and we immediately go to the past president of the MSME Alliance, Donovan Wignall. Morning, Donovan.
Good morning, George. Morning, Sandre.
Morning to you, Donovan.
All is good?
Morning and happy Valentine's to the team. Yes, most things are good.
Yeah, man.
Good,
yeah, man.
That's good. That's good.
Tana is taking that and Michelle from you, yeah?
Absolutely.
There you go. All right. Looking at the overall numbers, it's useless to ask what you make of the 1.3 trillion that we are programmed to spend. The better question is, it is, in real terms, a reduction from what we ended up spending in the last fiscal year, 1.38 trillion. Is this significant or not at all?
It's not very significant. You know that when budgets are cast, a lot of it is estimated, and I'm sure a lot of what was estimated last year was not spent. So the finance minister, in our wisdom, would have removed the excess and come up with a figure which probably matches the plans for this year rolling out. You realize that a lot of capex, roadworks, and of course security, education, and health are some of the big ticket items. And you have to put that against the background that we're in an election year. So next year being what it is, I am assuming that there's going to be a lot of spending in those areas to, make good enough of the promises that were made to improve those sectors, the continued improvement of those sectors, because I can say that there has been some improvement in terms of the spend in those areas. Some of it belatedly, yes, but things are happening in those regards. I think my major concern with, some of the stuff announced in the budget is the additional taxes that they intend to collect for GCT and PAYE. The economy, in terms of growth, is not performing as we would like. If you look at the growth figures for the last couple of quarters, and some people would want to say that, we are heading to a recession or probably on the cusp of one. And in an economy that is looking that way, collecting more from the economy that is not working as best as it can on the productive side, might present a challenge to the people that currently exist in it. What I'd like to see is additional plans effected to bolster production in the economy, to help those companies to produce more that are currently producing, to improve and increase companies that are starting up to produce, and to basically, foster a better environment for the sustainable setup, growth and development of businesses.
Yeah, the total tax revenue, Donovan, the figure, one of the first I looked for, and then I also looked for the expenditure column to see the summary of big capital expenditure. So just those two things. The first is the capex. The capex column shows that the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation is set to spend 30.55 billion in the fiscal year. That is significantly more than everybody else. In fact, the second biggest allocation behind that 30.55 to the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, which many areas fall under works, water, and so forth. The other big area is the Ministry of Health at 10.1 billion, and then after that, you go down to the OPM, 4.57 billion, and Ministry of Science, Energy, Telecoms, and Transport, 5.512. So I don't know if we can make the determination from that, but it appears that if any goodies are to be presented when the details of the budget are presented in the debate, then it would likely come out of those areas that fall under the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, given that, I don't want to call it a war chest, but given that it has been beefed up substantially, the cap expenditure, to 30.55 billion.
Well, John, it's a good signal to me, if you can read it that way. 30.5 billion means a lot of money, and them getting the lion's share in that regard would suggest that there are plans afoot to boost production, to cause that ministry to be the fillip which will drive growth in the economy, which we badly need. Our GDP has been a little, well, not a little, very anemic over a long period of time. Mm-hmm. So definitely 30.55 billion to that, them getting the share that they're getting would suggest that, something is about to happen in that area. And we definitely need
that boost.
Move. Absolutely.
Yeah.
We need that boost in that particular area.
The tax revenue now, Donovan, the total tax revenue, 949.49 billion. Looking at recurrent revenues now, the 949.493. So you mentioned income tax earlier. Through PAYE, and this of course would be a combination of companies PAYE and individuals income tax. 339.5 billion out of the 949 is expected to come from income taxes. And then the other big one is GCT. They're budgeting to collect 305.47 billion GCT, and the special consumption tax 100.4 billion. These are big numbers.
Yeah, well, I mean, and the Minister of Finance is saying that there are goals in them hills of PAY and GCT. It's the same, same population of people who are paying taxes, the same businesses, same employees. There is no additional growth. So it's projected. So I'm hoping that the additional that is supposed to be collected would be what is projected to increase in that particular sector. It signals to me that there has been more aggression from the tax department, and I don't think businesses and MSME especially can deal with any more aggression. I know.
I want to cut you there, Donovan, to say I had the tax administration in with me yesterday, and they have a slew of programs as it relates to collecting those outstanding taxes. So I know that's one. Additionally, I would have been reading up on this, and this is something I've seen that the Jamaican fiscal space, especially in relation to tax, have been undertaking, the idea of indirect taxation. And the question I have for you is, wouldn't that expected inflow of more GCT also be accredited to the additional push from 1.5 to 1.7, which by extension means people are spending more because they're getting more in pocket, and therefore there is an expectation of an increase in GCT?
And I'm sorry, I was asked to disagree with you, Sanjay. Spending more would suggest that they are getting additional monies.
Right.
Now, if it is that we're not getting additional funds, and you would have, it would have been heavily reported that the banks are not reducing interest rates, so therefore the economy as far as liquidity is concerned is tight now, so there's no more to spend. So if we're not spending anymore, the economic situation is tight, cash flow is tight at this moment. It's all under pressure. With the DOJ intervening, 60 million US dollars over the past couple of weeks or more. That does not signal that we're going to be having additional funds or more money to spend.
Meaning liquidity?
Right, no liquidity. You have to have money to spend. Money is liquidity. So if it is that liquidity is, is low in the economy now, with the banks being out there, with the Minister of Finance and the Minister of Industry and Commerce calling, and us as well, and the entire country calling for the banks to reduce their interest rates so that people can, capital can be freed up so people can invest and get more money. Without that happening, I don't see the additional funds that the minister is hoping to collect coming from new production, but whatever currently exists.
As you say about Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation having all those projects, let's see if that's an area they're looking to as well. But then I remember a couple of weeks ago the banks came out and said they pay a lot of taxes, and it is unlikely that there will be any great reduction in these interest rates, despite the fact that the BOJ reduced these rates.
Sandra, I'm almost hurt when the bank come out and said that, to be honest with you. How, with all the taxes that you're claiming to pay, you're making billions of dollars in profits quarter over quarter. And if you look at the banks reporting over the past couple of months, they're not crying, they're making lots of money. No, people are in business to make money. But when you're in an economic situation, when I've actually been nationalistic and put nationalism over profits.
Right.
But when there are certain movements in the economy in your favor, you move towards it. When it's happening in the opposite direction, you hold strain. And then you almost like you're in the government reduce taxes and we reduce the taxes and reduce interest rates. I think that that does look good. That my grandmother said it does look good. Not a good look on the banks.
Donovan, you see, I'm very much interested more in where the money is going to come from than anything else. I'm not taken up with what is budgeted to be spent in any area, because if you don't collect it, you can't spend it. So for me, the collection is the most important thing. So here's the thing now.
Absolutely.
When they've given a breakout here in the revenue of the estimates, the revenue estimates breakout. So tax revenue, as I said before, they're budgeting to collect 949 billion in tax revenue. Non-tax revenue, 139.8 billion. So together, tax and non-tax revenue, $1.089 trillion out of the overall 1.26 trillion that we are budgeting to spend for the fiscal year. 1.089 trillion is to come from tax and non-tax revenue. And then there's a line here two lines that caught my eye. The loans, and they're planning to get about 68 billion from their bilateral loan arrangement. It doesn't say which country, not multilateral loans, because we don't have any of those, thank God. So no loans with the IMF, so no multilateral loans. So bilateral loans, 68.3 billion, and then domestic loans, 90.074 billion. So total loan funds, 158.4 billion for the fiscal year. The reason I'm focusing on the tax numbers, Donovan, and the collection of same is I'm trying to recall if there are any plans to build more tax collection centers in the new fiscal year or to improve any, because there was a brouhaha earlier last year when people were asking why the government was investing in building more tax collection centers. And I'm saying, well, that's a no-brainer. If you have more tax collection centers, if people find it easier to pay, you can collect more. So that seems to be, if they're focusing on collecting so much and so much more than they did last year, then clearly there has to be a significant plan to boost existing collection centers or to swell the ranks of collection centers.
Well, George, I think the assumption there from your reasoning is that because there's not efficient tax collection with the lack of, tax collection centers in convenient areas for the taxpayer. That's why we didn't collect as much as we did. That might be true or not, but whether you have tax collection centers wherever, the fact of the matter is the same people that are paying the taxes. They are not paying. So if it is that you're going to go after who are not paying or who is not on the tax radar, then fine.
But it goes back to Sandre's point, though, Donovan, that you disagreed with, because he was saying that the ease that they got from the 1.5 now becomes 1.7 will lead to more spending, which conceptually you could see it through that. But then again, if the inflation eats away at what you would have thought would have been additional disposable income, then it brings you right back to the position that you adopt, that there'll be no impact on paying of taxes because you won't have much to consume because the disposable income is taken up in inflation, which is why you have to control inflation. So many things to balance, Donovan.
Absolutely. So in the whole toggling of the switches between the balancing of inflation, the balancing of money supply, having the different financial institutions holding strain and reducing interest rates, etc. It's a mixed bag, and the Minister of Finance is going to do what is equivalent to dancing between the raindrops come post the 31st of March. So a lot of things to consider, but the most important thing I think that needs to happen is that while we're looking at the fiscal side, the quantitative fiscal side of how we get the revenue from what we currently have, we have to significantly boost production, reduce what we import and produce more locally, and look at foreign. The minister spoke to foreign direct investment in Europeans to come here to set up shop and produce more to boost GDP. If we don't produce ourselves out of where we are now, we're going to be in for an interesting time.
Yeah.
Come next year.
I give you this one, just to give full perspective to the listeners. I know you know the numbers, but my listeners may not. What the government is saying that it collected in income tax in the 23-24 fiscal year, and this may be, of course, at the base of their optimism about what they can collect in the new fiscal year, Donovan. In 2023-24 fiscal year, they would have collected, they say, 251.8 billion in income taxes. They estimate that they collected 300.258 billion in 24-25, and the ambitious target is to almost put 39 billion on that in the new fiscal year with the new target of 339.5. So if you look at the increase, 251.8, 23-24, 300.2 in 24-25, which is an addition of what, about 49, and they're looking to put 39 on top of what they collected last year. It's a logical progression, and there's a basis to say, well, you can collect that with improved collection. That's income tax. For GCT, they collected 279 billion in 23-24, Donovan. Then they collected 298.3. That's what they estimated to have collected last fiscal year. And they're projecting now to push it up to 305.4 billion where GCT is concerned. So GCT went from 279 billion in 23-24. They added what? 79.98. They added 19 billion to that for 24-25. And they're projecting to add only another 7 billion more in GCT for 25-26.
Okay. Well, the numbers don't lie. I think you can look at it as a trend. They are collecting more, and yes, the tax department is doing a phenomenal job, efficiently collecting the additional taxes. And, you know, at the end of the day, the job of that department, the job of the Minister of Finance is to ensure that everybody pays their share. So I can't disagree, you know, with the trend that
I have good news for you, though. I have good news for you because of the people you used to represent. The minimum business tax, which your members cuss about and quarrel about, justifiably.
Absolutely.
In 23-24, they have none collected there. 24-25, there was the collect for 24-25. The consolidated fund receipts for minimum business tax 50.5 billion, and there's no estimate for that this year. So that's yes, that's a good thing that your members, your constituents, then won't have that to worry about.
Well, definitely, and I suspect that will be done away with, hopefully. But you know, it'll be interesting. As I said, the devil is going to be in the details. So when the minister comes and you know, starts diving in and drilling down and distilling the figures for the estimates, I'll be keeping my ears and eyes peeled to see where is it that we have the plan for productivity and, you know, SME sustainable development plans for the country.
All right. Thank you so much, Donovan. We really do appreciate it. We have to go now. Of course, our listeners, that's Donovan Wignall, and he is past president of the MSME Alliance. And we're talking about reaction to the 2025-26 estimates of the budget. We're going for a break. We'll be right back with you.
Listen up, motorists. Speeding burns more gas. So slow down. The life you save may be your own and also that of your loved ones. Slow down. Save lives and money. The time by the Insurance Association of Jamaica is
9 minutes to 8.
At Hawkeye, our mission is to deliver cutting-edge security solutions to help you keep track of the things you value most.
The temperature by Hawkeye is
24 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 26 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay, and 21 degrees Celsius in Mandeville.
For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies including plugs, switches, panel boards, and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer, and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
Imagine opening a bank account without ever leaving your home. Well, at CIBC Caribbean, we've changed the game. Open a new CIBC savings or checking account completely online using your computer or phone, anywhere, anytime. No need to visit the bank, no waiting in line. Just apply, verify, and sign your documents, all online. It's secure, seamless, and 100% digital. Open your new CIBC account by applying online today.
More savings, more more choices. Get active with Active Home Center, the one-stop shop for everything for your home. We have more savings, more choices, unbelievable prices. Wide selection with the latest style, the kitchen, bathroom, right down to the tile. Buy the hottest items on spot, don't miss out. Best options under one roof, no doubt. More savings, more choices.
Visit us in store or online at www.activehomecenter.com.
We have more savings, more choices.
All right, we're back with you. It is Nationwide this morning. We're still on the front page. And the government appoints 3 new senators. 3 newly appointed government senators were sworn in on Thursday afternoon after the ceremonial opening of Parliament. For those who watched, they've seen that there was a meeting of the Senate, and the Prime Minister himself and his wife were both there, who is the Speaker of the House, and also Minister Grange, Dr. Chang, etc. And they were all there in support of the 3 new senators. Their JLP spokesman, Marlon Morgan, medical doctor Elon Thompson, and senior communication strategist in the tourism ministry, Delano Seifert. Prime Minister Andrew Holness announced their appointment in a statement on Wednesday night, and trust me, it was really Wednesday night. These appointments come in wake of the resignations of King's Counsel Ransford Braham and Delroy Williams from the Upper House. Senator Thompson, though, a lot of you have been asking, who is Senator Thompson? He's a medical doctor specializing in urology, and he joins us this morning. Good morning, Dr. Thompson.
Good morning. Good morning to you and good morning to your listeners.
Good to have you on. You know, first of all, you are a medical doctor. You have a distinguished career, and the question everybody's asking, Dr. Thompson, is what inspired you to transition into this political scene?
Well, the inspiration really was from, I would say, yes, the Prime Minister had a lot to do with it, and the Deputy Prime Minister as well. Deputy Prime Minister has been a real godfather to me over the years, and they have been supportive in this transition. But I think really at the crux of it is, I didn't, as I said in a press conference yesterday, I didn't come up through the ranks of G2K and, like Marlon and Delano. But, I've been here working with the people, understanding what are some of the issues and really wanting to contribute my knowledge and my experience of dealing with people over the years in the health field especially, just to make my contribution. And a lot of times you will have persons, and this great narrative about, you can talk and you say anything that you can, because you're able to, about what the bad things happening in the country, what they are. But to really make an impact, I thought that, this is an avenue that I can really try and make an impact with policies and legislation.
Okay, so that leads me into my next question. How do you see your role as it relates to transforming policies, especially in relation to healthcare, public health, etc.?
Well, health is my passion. I mean, I've had a job in medicine since 2007. I've had no other job really, per se, outside of leading the trade union for 4 years for the Jamaica Medical Doctors Association.
So it's still in
medicine?
Really
developed. So it's still in medicine, but it has really also expanded my understanding of how, even medical politics is and other areas, trade union, negotiations. So it has really broadened my horizon. But with respect to the health sector, I mean, the health sector is a very difficult sector to manage. I understand that. There are a lot of things happening, a lot of positives happening. But the fact is, there are a lot of persons who are still, not very happy. And we really just want to ensure that the health sector really grows and develops into really what it should be. And that is, it should impact every single Jamaican, no matter where you're coming from, no matter your socioeconomic status, your age. It should really be impacting all of Jamaicans in a positive way. There are other areas of interest, of course, that I would have at this point, and I need to immerse myself in with regard to youth and education as well. So I think these are also 2 areas that are very key I think we're really at a crossroads with regards to our youth, and we see how it comes out into crime and how we deal with issues. Education is also a significant challenge, and I think we have to pay special attention because it's definitely shown that the more educated countries, they have lower crime rates, and they tend to deal with their issues differently. So we have to place some focus on that, and I'm willing, in with this new role, to try and advance some of these policies to really strengthen all of these areas.
So the next question to you, I don't know, a lot of people are asking, where do you see yourself probably in the next 5 years politically? Do you still see yourself serving in the Senate, or, do you have other aspirations for service?
Right now, for this one, I usually am able to answer a question like that. But for this one, I would say right now I just need to immerse myself in the happenings of the Senate. Really, I think the Prime Minister has placed a heavy responsibility in me, and I'm willing to take on the task. My immediate focus is really taking on this new task and really trying to do a good job for the Jamaican people at it. For the future, I think it will unfold. I really don't know what the future holds. I'm hoping that it holds good things for me and for Jamaica, and I'm hoping that I am able to contribute to that for the Jamaican people. That is my main focus right now.
What convinces you?
Usually, I have long-term plans.
Yes.
But for this moment now, I'm really focused.
Understood. Dr. Thompson, morning again. So, what do you?
Morning, sir.
Why do you think the Holness administration will get a third term in office?
A very good question. I think when we really drum down on issues, focusing on what the government has done over the years, and really, put politics aside in terms of, PNP, JLP. I've always said that we have to focus on Jamaica and put those things aside. And then, in my view, and a lot of people's views, the government has done well at implementing policies to advance Jamaicans in every sector. I mean, when you look at the throne speech yesterday, you could see a lot of the positives coming out. And I think what we have to do is we have to divorce ourselves from tribal politics for now and really focus on some of the real issues that have been dealt with by the administration. And I think when you look at it at the end of the day, I think this present government will come out on top in terms of how we look at it.
Andrew Holness, as a leader, so you're talking to the Jamaican people right now. You are now a JLP man. You're a government senator. What is it that you would say to Jamaicans about the abilities of Andrew Holness as leader to lead this country to where it ought to go relative to the alternative, which is Mark Golding at the helm of the PNP?
Well, you see, so my narrative is probably going to be a little bit different. I'm not going to be, bashing the opposition. My role here is to focus on the government and the positives that the government has done towards advancing, how Jamaicans see themselves and building the nation. There are a lot of positives that, as I said, has come out in the government policies. I've spoken to the Prime Minister on multiple occasions, and my impression of him is that he's a very strong leader. He's very cerebral, and I really like that about him. He's wanting to advance, the Jamaican people. He's genuine in trying to advance Jamaica's outlook internationally and locally. And I really believe that he's the person who should be taking us into this third term and into the future.
I hear you on that. The people them say you just come and must give some time for settling. All right. I hear them.
Yes,
Senator
please.
Thompson.
Yes, please.
Senator Thompson, welcome to the legislature, sir, and we wish you all the best, and you'll be here to criticize, to critique, and to encourage you as you go along your work.
If you would allow me, George, just to say one thing, it was remiss of me yesterday not to acknowledge former Senator Ransford Graham.
Yes.
Who has been, for me, he has known me for a very, very long time. and has been, in recent times, a bit of a mentor to me in this new role. And I really want to acknowledge him publicly and his service that he has given. And he continues to guide me. I really want to thank him for that.
Excellent, sir. Well, not a problem. Today has been a good morning. We warn you that there will be tough mornings, but
Yes.
we hope you won't duck this station when we call you for interviews, all right?
I'm going to surgery right now, and I hope I have a boring day in the operating room.
All right, so we hope so too.
We
Thank you
hope
very
so
much.
too. Yeah, man. Have a good day.
All right,
Dr.
all the
Thompson.
best. Take care.
Yeah, that's the new senator, Senator Dr. Thompson from Montego Bay.
Yes.
Yeah, Cornell College man. And yeah. Front Page was brought to you today by ABC Electrical Sales. For a better choice in the electrical business.
You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
4 minutes after 8.
Success, powered by learning. The Temperature, brought to you by Sandals Corporate University. Come grow with us is...
It's Love Day, so we're staying consistent at 24, 26, 21 in Kingston, Montego Bay, and Mandeville.
From the mountainside to seaside, countryside to townside, inside and outside, it's across Jamaica this morning.
And across Jamaica this Friday morning, 12 people were arrested during a major operation in Trelawney on Wednesday. The operation targeted several locations in the parish, including Wakefield, Duncans, Clarkstown, and Rio Bueno. The persons arrested include 10 suspected of lottery scamming, 1 wanted by the Centre for the Investigation of Sexual Offences and Child Abuse, and another on an outstanding warrant for breaches of the Road Traffic Act. The Area 1 Lottery Scam Task Force seized 10 cell phones, 2 motor vehicles, and laptops for further investigation. The St. Elizabeth Police have charged 26-year-old Sanjay Fanti, a labourer of Windsor District in the parish, with 2 counts of wounding with intent following an incident in Shallow District last Friday, February 7. The Black River Police report that about 10:30 p.m., 2 men were at an establishment when they were attacked by Fanti, who stabbed them multiple times. The injured men were admitted in hospital. A report was made to the police, and Fanti was later identified and arrested. A St. Catherine mother and her child are missing. The police say 34-year-old Sashina Holmes and her daughter 4-year-old Anastasia Dice, both of Alistair Avenue in Bridgeport, Portmore, have been missing since Monday, February 10. Holmes is of dark complexion, medium build, and about 5 feet 6 inches tall, while little Anastasia is of dark complexion and slim build. The Bridgeport police report that Holmes was last seen driving her Toyota Axia motor car with Anastasia aboard in Bridgeport at about 9:20 a.m. Holmes was wearing a pink blouse and a blue denim skirt, while Anastasia was dressed in a pink blouse and floral shorts. The police say attempts to contact Holmes have proven futile. Anyone knowing the whereabouts of Sashina Holmes and Anastasia Dice is being asked to contact the Bridgeport police at 876-988-2697, the 119 police emergency number, or the nearest police station. Finally, in across Jamaica, the National Fisheries Authority, NFA, is reporting that just over 5,600 individual fishing licenses were processed through the IRIFINS platform between April 2024 and January 2025. The web-based application, which was implemented in collaboration with the Transformation Implementation Unit, TIU, in the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service, allows for the registration and licensing of fishers. Principal Director of Fisheries Compliance, Licensing and Statistics at the NFA, Dr. Zara Oliphant, said they've also now added the licensing of vessels online, which went live on January 21 this year. While speaking with JIS News, Dr. Oliphant also noted that the number of licenses they've delivered in recent years has improved. For example, for the 2023 calendar year, the NFA did a little over 10,000 licenses, and for 2024 it was over 11,000. She says a part of the contributing factor is that more people are applying for their fishing license online, particularly on the weekends. And that's it for Across Jamaica for this Friday morning.
Horton's RX, the caring pharmacy, the Yes We Can pharmacy, the Yes It's in Stock pharmacy, the House Call Delivery pharmacy, the RX Pack mobile app pharmacy, the RX Plus digital wallet pharmacy, the 20% reward pharmacy, the easy to remember number pharmacy, 876 RX0 RX, the easy access 24/7 pharmacy, Horton's RX, the convenient pharmacy, #wellness, #simply delivered.
Every day in a busy world, we have to do so much. Bank with CIBC and get that personal touch. Share your ambitions, let us help your dreams come true. At CIBC, you're at the heart of all we do. We're on your side, we're listening, we know the way you feel. CIBC, ambitions made real.
Tune in to the E-Zone from 1 to 3 p.m. as we broadcast live from the Rubis gas station on Constant Spring Road for the Love Your Drive Test Drive Day.
Test drive their stylish Haval and tank models and get a sweet treat this Valentine's Day.
Ooh.
Don't miss these lovely deals this Valentine's.
So tune in to the E-Zone on Friday, February 14 from 1 to 3 p.m. It's the Love Your Drive Test Drive Day promotion.
Catch us at the Rubis gas station
on Constant Spring Road,
29 Waterloo Road,
or tune in to Nationwide 90 FM,
the new
revolution in media.
This podcast is brought to you by Stewart's Automotive Group.
Are you ready to turn your sales and marketing skills into high earnings? Nationwide 90 FM is searching for business development executives to help us grow our business and build lasting client relationships. If you have experience across all stages of the sales cycle and possess strong communication, negotiation, and time management skills with a proven sales track record, this opportunity is perfect for you. Join our team and work with the top corporate brands, media agencies, and of course, our on-air personalities. Enjoy networking opportunities, professional growth, and competitive commissions. Ready to take the next step? Send your resume to hr@nationwidenewsnetwork.com today.
Talk, let's have conversations in the dark. World is sleeping, I'm awake with you. With you. Watch movies that we both already seen. I ain't even looking at the screen, it's true. I've got my eyes on you. And you say that you're not worthy. You get hung up on your flaws, but in my eyes you are perfect as you are. change you, change you. I will always want the same you, same you. Swear on everything I pray to that I won't break your heart. I'll be there when you get lonely, lonely. Keep the secrets that you told me, told me. And your love is all you owe me. And I won't break your heart. On Sunday mornings we sleep until noon. Well, I could sleep forever next to you, next to you. And we got places we both gotta be, but there ain't nothing I would rather do than blow up all my plans for you. And you say that you're not worthy and get hung up on your flaws, but in my eyes you are perfect as you are, as you are. I will never try to change you, change you. I will always want the same you, same you. Swear on everything I pray to that I won't break your heart. I'll be there when you get lonely, lonely. Keep the secrets that you told me, and you love all you owe, babe. Whenever life is hard, we'll never lose our way, 'cause we both know who we are. Who knows about tomorrow? We don't know what's in the stars. I just know I'll always follow the light in your heart. I'm not worried about us, and I've never been. We know how the story ends. We will never break. We will never break. Build on a foundation strong enough to stay. We will never break. As the water rises and the mountains shake, our love will remain. We will never, no, no, never.
All right, taking some calls this morning, 630-9371. You've been complaining all week that we have not been taking your calls. We haven't been doing it for spite. We have paid interviews that we have to do right by clients, so we have to accommodate them in the time that they have paid for. So 630-9371, it's your morning today. 630-9372, 630-9373, 630-9374, 618-8255. Call us this morning, no? And talk to Loverboy Sondre, who is in his element on this Valentine's Day.
Worried about us, and I've never been. No matter what may come our way, we will never break. We will never break. Build on a foundation stronger than the pain. We will never break.
You'll never break.
As the water rises.
Wow. Listeners, our love will remain.
We will never, no, no, never. We will never, no, no, never. We will never.
We have a gift. We have two gifts. Wow. I thought one was for me and George and the other was
no, son. Michelle, you come down.
Oh God.
Come down, Michelle. Come down now.
No.
Let me get this one out of the way. Mona Smith says, George, today is my mom's birthday. Linda Thomas of Catherine Hall, Montego Bay. Happy birthday from your one and only daughter. So yeah, Linda Thomas, Catherine Hall, Montego Bay, St. James. I love the Catherine Hall people. Yeah, Linda, today's your birthday. Your daughter, your one and uncle, not only your uncle daughter, Mona Smith, is sending happy birthday greetings to you. Who do we have on the phone, Michelle? I tell you a Catherine Hall story. You know, one day I went to do a football match.
Yeah.
But I was doing a big pre-game thing. And because I rushed from town, my shirt was not ironed. I had to wear a special branded shirt. And they gave it to me late, so it wasn't ironed. And they said, but GD, you can't go up on the camera in this, man. Wear the other shirt. And I'm saying, no. So I said, you know what? Give me the shirt. And I jumped into one of the company vehicles. And I didn't know where I was going. And I drove into Catherine Hall. I saw some women at the entrance just sitting talking, and I stopped. I said, Mommy, listen, me need so and so, and maybe going to iron the shirt. And then looked from me head to toe and said, all right, come. And then they carried me into the house. He said, give me the iron board. She said, no, man, sit down right there, sir. And she ironed the shirt for me. I swear to you, yeah. It was about 2015, thereabouts. Yeah, man. Yeah, good people.
Yeah.
Good people. Whoever on the phone? Gigi. Morning, Gigi.
Morning, Gigi.
Morning, George. Morning, everybody. Happy Valentine's Day to the ladies of Nationwide.
Yeah, man, on their behalf.
You know, Gigi, we can't take you right now, because right now today is for the ladies. I'm gonna ask you no question. And Michelle, next caller, please. I beg you.
Gigi, where is it? The PS100 in the man. Where is it?
Yeah, we're not paying no money, you know. All right, so George, you know, I've been trying to call from the other day when you were speaking about Mr. Pattison, and it brought back memories when you mentioned about even the student loan period. I suffered that too.
Indignity.
Where I had to take two years of student loan.
Yeah.
And the interest rates were horrible.
Yep.
I mean, thankfully, I had an employee who liked how I worked.
Yeah.
And they helped me to pay it off.
Wow.
Yes. So because of my work ethic, and actually I was leaving the job. I had to resign. And they asked me, what do I want? So I was telling the challenges that I was facing in terms of the payment of the student loan. I couldn't remember, I'm a country boy, you know.
Yeah.
So coming to town now, you know, me have to pay rent and all of them something. So I was given another offer where I think I could survive.
Yeah.
And I went to the employee, resigned, and they offered me more money, and they actually said to us to get the final payment for the student loan to pay it off.
Yeah, man.
That's the only way, and I tell you, that I could breathe after that.
Yeah,
you
man.
Understand I could breathe. So, I mean, I'm the person who called the other day and said I was psychologically starved politically.
Yes.
The other day when I spoke to Cliff, and this is what I was talking about.
Yeah, man.
Those 90s was a very horrible period. And people need to understand this economic. It's the first we're getting no taxes. You know, every budget usually read with fear.
Mm-hmm.
It was very, very psychologically tense.
Yep.
If you understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah, man. The cigarette rum, man, them used to get it, and then we used to get it too.
Yeah, man. So I mean, he when he came out and speak, it just rile up everything.
Yeah.
It rile up
Yeah, I had those bad memories as well, Gigi. I tell you,
man,
indignity, the biggest indignity I've ever suffered is the students' loan for those 2 years. I tell you that.
No, man, I tell you, I mean, it was horrible, man, horrible.
Yep.
And he needs to understand also when he talks about even the hospitals. The main reason why the cost now, you know, is because there was neglect.
Yeah.
He needs to understand that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for me, I still maintain, and I still would encourage the persons who won't have any doubt, please, don't make the wrong choice.
Leave it right there, sir. I don't campaign
All right.
time it. All right. Thank you very much, sir. Leave it right there, sir.
Man, cool.
Thank you, Gigi. Taking your calls again. Someone asked to repeat the numbers: 630-937124 and then 618-8255. Morning.
O'Neill.
Hello.
Yeah, my Josh.
Yes,
Morning.
Bless up yourself, man. Bless up Sanjay.
Bless up, my general. But
Yes,
I don't really hear a man in this, you know, O'Neill. No.
We're going to leave O'Neill alone. O'Neill, carry on, O'Neill.
Go through O'Neill. You know, I'm a general, so go on through.
Continue, O'Neill.
Since Sanjay, actually, let me say this to Sanjay. Let me pick up Sanjay. Sanjay, when you just started and I was saying, Sanjay run up long, so. But then I recognize that you start cut your run up, sir, and I want to give you kudos. Your run up, I get a little bit shorter, and I like what is happening.
Am I running like Malcolm Marshall now instead of Mikey Holding? Not true? Yeah, no Mikey holding run up. Yeah.
All right, Jack, let me throw one at you.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, because I know you're a top interviewer, and I mean, notice you couldn't bowl no Yaka for Mr. Wignall, this man, as it relates to the government intake in GCT.
I wasn't trying, but go on.
I wonder if the government has set itself up to give the opposition a lot to say, because a man like Mark Wignall, we have impulse.
No, it's Donovan Wignall that.
Yeah, we have impulse pan what's happening out there with the workers and the whole tax thing. And we can't really, and between you and him and Sanjay, we can't put our finger on how they see that they can rake in more.
Well, the last numbers I gave though, O'Neill, that tells you why. Because year over year, you collect more in GCT. As Sandre pointed out off air, the natural thing is that more people are added to the GCT role.
Yeah.
The PAYE role also gets the same boost. And so, as you go along, you're trying to develop efficiencies in how you collect taxes. Less time at TJ, because guess what? We all know, you walk into a tax office and the place packed, you turn over, you're gone, you might not pay. If you walk in and the crowd or the number of people manageable, you stay and pay. So those things, as you improve those processes, and those things have proven over time to bring in more in tax revenue.
Yeah.
So that's what they're gambling on. It's not a gamble, it's a projection that works year after year, and that's what they're banking on again.
But I think you use the operative word there, Judge, over time.
Yes.
But over time wouldn't help us this year.
Yeah, it is though. But you have to measure over time from the efficiencies at TAJ started to be accelerated, and now we have the benefit of that because we are seeing increased tax collection because we have a TAJ that is functioning much better. You can pay online. Look, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, could you stay at your desk or on your smartphone and pay your taxes? No. Could you pay your registration fee or your license disc fee on your phone? You couldn't do that. These things now are causing more people to be able to put in more, and people are turning 18. People get work every time people graduate university, added to the workforce.
Yeah.
Commanding a salary, so you're now paying your PAYE, you have more money now, so you don't have to eat at a mama pot, so you can pay your own, you buy things, you're paying GCT. That's the kind of cycle we're talking about, O'Neill.
Okay, I'll give you that. One last one. The Peter Bunting says, substitute at this late stage. I'm also wondering why, I was listening to your interviewing of the doctor. I was wondering why Andrew would put in a substitute that has no experience in Euro Cup in a semi-final at this stage.
I said this to you. Remember, he's made additions to the Senate. The Senate people will, of course, they'll do a lot of political work, but the people who your point applied to are the people who are MPs now, who are going back for their seats, and they've been there since 2020. So don't fret about it. On either side of the aisle.
Heavy lifting we Abcaf to be doing up there.
Go again?
Do you see the kind of heavy lifting we Abcaf to be doing up there?
He knew the assignments and he took on the job.
So we needed that kind of a substitute to run on and give us 1 hot 15 minutes.
Well, I think they added Marlon and Delano, so.
you want to bring Salvatore Schillaci off the bench, caller? All right, sir. Thank you. I have to take the break. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Sonia.
Apply for your NHD refunds at nhd.gov.jm or via the NHD app. Do not click on any links offering to help you. The time by the NHD is
8:27.
Fontana Pharmacy has a wide variety of items from pharmaceuticals, household, cosmetics, toys, and more. The temperature by Fontana Pharmacy. It's all good inside is...
My love for you is heating up, listeners. It's 25 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 27 degrees Celsius in Montgomery, 22 degrees Celsius down in Mandeville.
When last you get good bun? You don't know good bun until you have a mother's bakery bun. From you pull open the wrapper and it's soft so till. A sub bun for nice. And from when you take the first bite, love it so till. A sub bun for nice. Beg your piece.
Get your own mother's bakery bun.
I will buy one off you.
Yes, but I will charge a convenience fee.
I will take one. Me too. Mother's bakery buns. A sub bun for nice. Try them today.
Apply to work in the next general election. Visit your EOJ constituency office or apply online at ecj.com.jm. The Electoral Commission of Jamaica, committed to free and fair elections.
JANA Global Accreditation, promoting consumer confidence, facilitating market access through internationally accepted accreditation and training services. Accreditation, your visa for global access. Accredited once, accepted everywhere. Call JANA Global Accreditation at 876-968-7790 or visit our website at www.janac.gov.jm.
Okay, all right. So here's the thing now. One of our friends, Alfonso Blake and Lennox Coke, the dynamic duo Blake and Coke. Alfonso Blake, Lennox Coke. They're presenting Strokes of Love, Valentine's Fine Art Exhibition at the new Cellar 8 Wine Bar and Bistro. That's Shop 10, Upper Manor Park Plaza, Kingston. February is not just today alone, it's February 14, 15, and 16, 2025, starting 6 p.m. and it ends at about 10 o'clock. Yeah, so if you want more information on that, you can call 876-835-1030, 876-830-8861. That's 876-835-1030 or 876-830-8861. Valentine's Fine Art Exhibition, the new Cellar 8, Shop 10, Upper Manor Park Plaza, Kingston, February 14, 15, and 16 from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. every night over those 3 nights. All right? Good. Who we have again, King? Oh, you don't have your promotions to do, my friend? Yes, get to it.
I have some baskets. Dean?
No, man, do the basket first.
Oh, no, but that one I have to give one to a caller.
Yeah, man, but tell them what it is that they're winning first, and then you go to the
I don't
callers.
even know what we're winning. What are we winning? All
right, we're giving away 2 gift baskets from Fragrance and More. Fragrance and More is the all-occasion store. They specialize in gift baskets, floral arrangements, weddings, graduations, parties, and wreaths. They do baskets for birthday, Valentine's Day, Secretary Day, Teacher's Day, Mother's Day, Father's Day, Thinking of You Day,
New Arrivals Day,
Christmas and more.
Yes.
You can also ask about their VIP package. Fragrance and More, of course, is located at 5 Sandringham Avenue, not far from here, Kingston 10. You can call them at 876-346-6882. Call or WhatsApp to that number, or 876-297-8849 or 876-648-6597. I'll give you the numbers again. 876-346-6882 or 876-297-8849 or 876-648-6597. One basket to one caller, Sandre.
All right, so who do we have, Jermaine? We're gonna. Okay, we can give one to a YouTuber. So if you're here in the chat, and you are ready for your basket, I'm going to have Michelle there, and I'm going to ask you to list the 5 types of baskets that Fragrance and More creates. List the 5 types of baskets that Fragrance and More.
Well, any 5, got them create one heap of baskets.
Yes, so any 5. And we have a list here. We have a extensive list. We have been going through this list to ensure that this list has the answers as you'd think of. We are asking to send that in the chat really quickly before we take our callers. And of course, there is a lovely basket waiting for you. I haven't seen it yet because I didn't even get one. But yeah.
So King just got a cake, listeners. King get a big box of cake. So you eat the cake? Well, what are they? Is what? Is a box? Is a brother?
It's
sorry.
Wine.
No, sir. No, you couldn't do that to the man. It's a magnum of champagne. A magnum of champagne. Yeah, no glass of wine, no bottle of wine. No, it's a magnum of champagne.
I'm not seeing properly from how far.
I realize. Because you know good things. You understand?
Oh gosh, man.
Come, Mr. Kim, and the listeners them so I go.
Yeah. Wait, let me see. Birthday, anniversary, weddings, Valentine's, Mother's. We have a winner, Michelle.
So this listeners is
we have a winner. Salty 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, sorry.
So it's a tape. Okay. See that? You see it, listeners? See that? Mr. King's Valentine's Day gift, which can only be from Mrs. King. Absolutely. Oh,
yeah.
Better make sure. Yeah, sleep I do tonight. I know, but I can't because they can't put you up tonight. You better go rent a room.
Oh god.
Yeah, you got a winner?
Yes, I think we have Salty 1, 2, 3, 4. Michelle.
You know, so I use a name they just create though. I've never seen that before in the chat.
Salty 1, 2, 3, 4. They have
won the basket from Fragrance and More.
Basket, yes. Mm-hmm. And then we have Rosie on the line. Good morning, Rosie. It is your morning. Good morning to you. Rosie, Rosie, a background song.
Turn down your radio, Rosie.
Yeah. Are you hearing us, Rosie?
Yes, I am.
Okay, good morning to you, Rosie. Special good morning to you from Nationwide this morning. Rosie, do you have a Valentine? I heard that I would have been your Valentine fill-in for the day.
Oh, yeah, I do have a Valentine.
Oh, well, I don't have to fill in then, all right. I won't trouble you then. So I'll just ask you then, Rosie, because we have a giveaway. And I want to know what is Fragrance and More, the entity we just spoke of, what are they known for specializing in? And you can give me one of the many answers.
Oh, one of the many answers.
Yeah.
Basket?
Yes, that is indeed correct, Rosie. And that is Rosie getting her gift. Mr. King just sort out what need to sort out. Have a blessed Valentine's Day and happy Valentine's Day, Rosie. And if you aren't treated well on your Valentine's Day, remember that Sondre and George from Nationwide this morning ensured you got a gift basket this morning.
Okay, Rosie. Thank you very much, Sondre.
Hold the line, Rosie.
Hold the line and let them sort it out. We're going for a break, listeners, and then we'll be right back with you with some more songs.
Tana, come.
You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
8:36.
Skillset Talent Solutions offers marketing, accounting, business registration, logo creation, tax filing, background checks, and recruiting services. Call them at 876-559-3212. The temperature by Skillset Talent Solutions is
25 degrees Celsius in Kingston, 27 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay, 22 degrees Celsius down in Mandeville.
JPS! My JPS app, the mobile app, brave as I said hot. With the mobile app, you feel know you can't flop the app in a happiness. Cause what? My JPS app easy, turn a riddle my light off it bright than the moon. If I want thing me love me JPS app, me I tell you about it in the tune. My JPS app easy, turn a riddle for me light off it bright than the moon. If I want thing me love me JPS app, yeah we fully outside with the crew. JPS, pouring what matters.
Jana Global Accreditation, promoting consumer confidence, facilitating market access through internationally accepted accreditation and training services. Accreditation, your visa for global access. Accredited once, accepted everywhere. Call Janet Global Accreditation at 876-968-7790 or visit our website at www.janet.gov.jm.
If them a hide and a bribe, you know we not sleep. Extortion them want, you know that not key. Fight against corruption, turn up the heat. Load up the kickback and fraud when you see anti-corruption, join in the fight. Let's come together and make this right. When you see wrong, you feel open your mouth. Now there's a new avenue for speak out. We need a reduction. Make we fight against corruption.
The Integrity Commission is working towards Jamaica where there's integrity, accountability, and transparency in public service, where acts of corruption by persons in public office will be investigated and dealt with transparency and accountability. Stand with us in the fight against corruption. Call the Integrity Commission Anti-Corruption Hotline 876-926-0001.
Make we fight against corruption.
And everybody let me hear ya.
Why eat other snacks when sunshine has the best for you? Nature's best buns are crunchy. The flavor that sings to you. Salted banana and plantain. Taste the freshness, naturally sweet. The flavor that sings to you.
Ayo, nature's best bunch.
All right, we're back. And the lady of the house is in the house, and she's here to play a special song on this Valentine's Day. Tona Thomas, good morning.
I feel like I was forced it.
I think you willingly
I
came
was
in the
forced
studio.
it. I didn't do it willingly.
I watched you come into the studio. As a matter of fact, to make it worse, she sent for her headphones.
That dear Sandra.
She sent for her headphones.
Come on, Tana, talk to me now.
God.
Talk to me now. Big up the tune and big up the tune.
So it's Valentine's Day. It's Happy Love Day to all the peeps out there. But I want to dedicate this one. I introduced my partner some time ago to Sade. He wasn't a listener of Sade's music. Fell in love with Sade's music after I introduced it to him. So we always play Sade. You know, when we're in our space of being intimate, of being together. So Sade is always dedicated to my partner, my love. He is my chef, my trooper, my confidant, my best friend. So on this love day, I want to dedicate some Sade to my love.
Show me how deep love can be.
Next Sade. Find a next Sade for us, musical maestro. Yeah. Oh, that's his favorite. Play that.
The sound you hear is hearts breaking in the chat. That's all I'm saying.
Oh my! And everybody in this room knows what that means.
Oh my God, Donna Thomas, you're bad, girl. You're bad. Mr. King, you have something else, Mrs. King?
Always, not true. Always.
No, I'm no beginner. My heart's been to the wall. I'm a tried and true romantic who's seen and done it all. And when you walked into my life, suddenly I knew all the love I had inside was leading me to you. In my time, I've lived in love so much, and through each high and low, I let my heart be touched. In my time, there isn't much I've missed. I've seen love come and go, but heaven knows I've never loved like this in my time.
Alright then, so Tana get fair tune. King play a third one for Mrs. King, but him can play at 35, it don't matter. You want a tune?
No, man.
Alright. Well, here's mine.
I'm going to leave that up to you. You know, I probably will take a tune for my listeners.
For your listeners,
for the women that, you know, who are on Valentine, that knows that today they have to be on Valentine's Day because Sondre is here for them on D-Day.
Watch this now. Clear the deck. And my turn.
Yeah.
A reggae may I go.
Yeah.
Reggae. Yeah. Pull up. Pull up, man. Wow.
You have to start again, Mr.
That deserves a money pull up.
Honey, you gave new meaning to my life. You'll forever be here with me, inseparable we are.
Well, they never knows a Rastaman have lyrics.
No,
so no.
trouble.
I'm ecstatic. I found newly found love right here, right now. You'll always stay inseparable.
Look in our eyes now. Me talk to her now, Sondre.
Yeah.
You are the sun shining in my life.
Then DK1 can do it better than me. Turn it up.
So much excitement when you are around. There's so much about you that words can't say. Makes me wanna love you in a special way. Honey, you gave new meaning to my life. You'll forever be here with me, inseparable we are.
Birthdays.
All right,
after these.
we're gonna have to throw to the break, and you know when Mr. King comes back after the birthdays, he'll put my special one on, and I'll tell you guys who I'm dedicating it to.
You are the sunshine of my life. There's so much excitement when you are around. There's so much about you that words cannot say. Makes me wanna love you in a special way. Honey, you gave new meaning to my life.
forever be here with me, inseparable.
Jamaica's Spark program is investing $45 billion to improve roads, water, and telecom. Better infrastructure for a better future. The time by Spark is
8:49.
The Birthday Club is brought to you by Burger King, the best tasting burger under the sun.
Something's got a hold on me lately. No, I don't know myself anymore. Feels like the walls are all closing in, and the devil's knocking at my door. Whoa, out of my mind. How many times did I tell you I'm no good at being alone? It's taking a toll on me. Trying my best to keep from tearing the skin off my bones. Don't you know I lose control when you're not next to me? I'm falling apart right in front of you. Can't you see? I lose control when you're not next to me. Yeah, you're breaking my heart, baby. You make a mess of me. Gotta admit it. Gotta miss you, want your body like a fiend, like a bad habit. Bad habits hard to break when I'm with you.
It's the birthdays time.
Wait a bit now.
But
Mr. Nice, with a clan wall for. This is our second song this month. The first one was Dennis Brown's Inseparable. This is number 2.
Let us die young or let us live forever. We don't have the power, but we never say never. Sitting in a sandpit, life is a short trip. The music.
My dear, we're not get old. We will never get old. Imagine that we're gonna stay inseparable and we'll be forever young. Yeah. My phone have flooded requests when I have more time. Did the birthdays though?
Yeah. They said George, what's her name? But I think George actually did say a name. But yes, George Alwood. I'm sending birthday greetings to your son Joel, celebrating his 15th birthday. You've been sending it in the chat, which means that you're being consistent. So I found it. I know there were some birthdays way up in
There's
the chat.
Charmaine Ponton as well.
Yeah.
Who's sending happy birthday greetings to her husband Dave. Happy birthday to you, Dave, from your lovely wife Charmaine Ponton, and she's saying to you, I love you to the moon and back. So happy birthday, Dave. Here's a special one. This one says, Damien, today is more than just a birthday. It's a celebration of you, the incredible man who fills my life with love, strength, and endless joy. From the moment you walked into my world, you became my greatest blessing, my safest place, and my sweetest love story. Every day with you is a gift, but today I want to pause, and I want the world to know that I'm honoring you. You're an amazing person. Your kindness, your wisdom, and your love make my life richer in ways I can never fully express. Happy birthday. I love you forever and always. From Jodian to her husband, Superintendent Damien Manderson.
Hey, the brother, the man full of lyrics. It's not normal, you know?
No, but the lyrics this time coming from his wife.
Yeah, but I'm saying the family, the two of them. Because when he's sending it, not normal, Superintendent. He's very talented, and his wife now. No man, not a normal couple.
So happy birthday to you, Superintendent Manderson, from your lovely wife, Jodian. Also on the birthday list this morning, Stephen Williams, VIB, very important birthday here. Happy birthday to you, Stephen, from your dad, Magnus, and all of the family. Big up yourself. Desron Graham, it's your birthday too. Here you're there at the NCB Halfway Tree branch, VVIB. Very, very important birthday. Happy birthday to you from all the staff at NCB. They're saying big up the general. Over on Facebook, happy birthday greetings going out to Desron Graham, Marie Francis.
Stick up in. Desron is our good friend here at Nationwide. Tana know him, King? I'm sure she does. Yeah, man. Desron, very, very good friend of Nationwide over the years. And we respect you on this day. Salute you on this day, my brother. All the best to you. Coming from myself and Jermaine King especially.
Hey, to you, Desron. Happy birthday as well to Yendi King. Evan Chilby, Laverne Bly, Miriam Rose. Happy birthday as well to Barry White, Adriana Brown, Rora Law. It's your birthday as well. Janice, Camille Mitchell McKenzie, Nordia Dixon, Ebony British, Sasha here on Facebook, as well as Casey Evering. Happy birthday to all of you. Wishing for you a wonderful day.
Casey Evering, the former Sunshine Girl. Yeah, outstanding netballer.
Hey, to you, Casey. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Now, Charmaine Panton is saying happy birthday greetings to Dave. I think we got that one. Then we have happy birthday to Melissa. She celebrates her birthday today. That's coming from Donna Johnson. Happy birthday, Melissa. Hermine is saying happy birthday to her brother, whose name is Valentine Willis, aka Prince, who will be celebrating his birthday on the 15th. So we know why they named to you. Happy
Betty's
birthday.
password is February 14th.
All right, Anna Alicia Men saying happy birthday to her husband, Troy J. Daly. It's coming from his wife and Alicia and children. Thanks so much and have a great day. Then Donovan Walker saying happy birthday to my brother from another mother, Barry Peter White. Wishing you a very, very happy birthday. Do we have anybody
Did you say this one from Monique Grant?
No, I did not.
Happy birthday to Ryan Francis. Monique Grant says, my neighbor for many years. To my friend Noel in Nagahead as well. To my friend Trishana in New York. And to my friend Tanya. Happy birthday to all of them.
Wow, let me see. Am I missing anybody? If I'm missing anybody, I'm saying it's happy Valentine's Day. Happy birthday to you. Marigold Weber say happy birthday to you. Abigail wishing you a very happy birthday. SH Beautiful saying happy birthday to all the celebrants. Now, Mr. King, I want you to find me. There's actually there's there is a song that you can find for me.
Okay.
As you find that song, Sanjay, let's wrap the birthday segment. So if you're celebrating your birthday today, happy birthday to you. And if it's your anniversary, happy anniversary to you as well.
The Birthday Club was brought to you by Burger King, the best tasting burger under the sun.
I look too good to be alone, George. And that is why
we check your back next year.
My listeners,
you must be rich. No child, no girl, and you earn so much money. Wait with it.
I'ma take.
No, sir.
You're giving us another one, Musical Maestro, to close out NTM.
Sure.
Yeah, man, him find it. Or we're putting because Nora soon start quarrel with it. Morning, Nora. All right. Yeah, man. Piano interlude. Followed by.
That's a good song.
Can you focus on
Tune?
Anything by her?
Baby, can you focus?
Her in caps HER is a good song.
Hands in the soap. How the faucet's running and I keep looking at you.
I keep looking at you, darling.
Stuck on your phone or you're stuck in your zone.
But you don't know that I don't
wanna give up. Baby, I just want you to get up.
Mr. Ruth Lynn from JPS just coming to the whole heap of box and present. What enough for one them? No rush up on. So I'm not gonna say good morning, Ruth Lynn Johnson from JPS. I'm not gonna tell her good morning. I'm not gonna tell her good morning. Any at all. Ruth Lynn?
No, I'm going to ask her to
morning.
focus on NTM next.
As we wrap the show, saying to you out there again, if you celebrate the day, you observe the day, happy Valentine's Day to you, happy Love Day to you. But that's about it for the show. Thank you so much for tuning in to NTM this morning, Nationwide This Morning, the big show. Thanks so much to our technical operator and the musical maestro, Jermaine King, our super producer, Michelle McCrae Smith, or our super editor is off today, doing some V-Day stuff.
Doing super things today.
Yeah, well, hey to you,
You
Kim.
never see our basket
I
today?
did. But I'm Tona Thomas.
Oh, I'm Sandra Roden, and I
He's
wish
single
you
people.
would just
Yeah.
focus on me.
Good morning.
You've just heard Nationwide This Morning on Nationwide 90 FM.
I wish you would just focus on me.
Fearless.